Ben,
Oh,
if you're trying to say things, my friend, you are very muted.
I noticed as I was talking.
God damn!
Good evening.
Great start.
So we're going to continue tonight as we started erroneously. Hello and welcome to the Initiative Order, everyone. My name's Ben, and once again, welcome to Chalice, Twilight Roads. Before we jump in to meet everyone, I just want to give another shout out to our wonderful sponsors and let you know what they're up to at the moment. Same guys we saw last week are coming back once again to help out. We have Session Zero clothing with their wonderful D&D inspired streetwear. As always, if you want to pop over to them and say hello, you can use the code ORDER at the checkout to get 15% off. We've also got Norse Foundry helping with some lovely artisan dice. Again, if you want to use the code TIO15 at the checkout, you get 15% off there as well. Roaming Player Gear is coming with some amazing tabletop gaming supplies. If you want to use the word Carnaby20, all one word, all caps, you'll get 20% off of the Dice Tower and Dice Tray combo. Mithril Armory are bringing some lovely tin D20s and some sketch dice. Use the code INITIATIVE for 10% off at their web store. And for the Umbral Oculus dice, handmade custom dice made by our very own Taryn at the Initiative Order. Again, use the code INITIATIVE for 10% off a full set of dice in her store. We also have a lovely little giveaway at the halfway point today, so make sure you stay around for that and keep an eye out for what we have ready and waiting. So now we've done that, now we've spoken about everyone who's lending us a hand, let's introduce our players. Please fire off James.
You'd start with me when I'm muted. Hi, I'm James. I play and run and create tabletop RPGs. This evening I am playing Alister, who took a bit of a battering last session, almost to the point of death, which was very interesting for a session one. He kind of had it coming. Hopefully I will survive most of the way through session two if I'm very, very, very lucky and nice to Ben.
You're not wrong. Max, please fire away.
Yeah, I am. Well, hi, I'm Max, and I am playing Jules Hope, a quirky bartender that likes to give some help when it's needed. Yeah, you'll see what she's like.
Thank you very much, Max. Lynn, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, yes, I am Lynn. I'm also known as Pan or Pontouf Art here on Twitch. I play Cecily in this wonderful world of Chalice, who is an alchemist and very much the mum of the group, and can get a bit panicky at times. But yeah, last session went well for her. Nothing bad happened, so it makes me worry what's in store this time around.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Exactly the mentality we're breeding here, Lynn.
Yeah.
Billy, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Billy. Tonight I'm playing Subil, and hopefully more nights, but we'll see how that goes. Subil is very much also a panicker, very much a man of the mind and not the body, and yet his mind is never quite in the right place. He means well. The group don't often listen.
If it helps, Billy, I know exactly how you feel. Jago, fire away.
Hello, my name is Jago. I'm playing Jack Hooper today. Try not to die, guys. It's bad for your health. I really don't want to have to drag you out of the fire again, Alister. That'd be nice. I had to spend a void point to do that. I want to keep those.
It was just the one near-death experience, I'm sure.
Just the one near-death experience.
One,
nothing
right?
too big. Yeah. Just the one. That'll never happen again.
It'll happen again. Holly.
Yeah.
Last but certainly not least.
So my name is Holly, and I'm playing Edlynnne Castron tonight. If you remember last week, she kind of just didn't really want to do a fist fight, so kind of just basically brought a knife to a fist fight. It's kind of her mentality at the moment, but hopefully she won't have to do that again tonight, because I don't know how well she'll do this time around because, well, look, my dice rolls aren't always on my side, but let's give it a go anyway.
Time will tell. Right, well, that is everyone here, and of course, barring those, I'm Ben. I'm the... I won't say reluctant, I do enjoy what I do. I'm the DM of the group, and I will be allowing everyone to suffer through whatever comes next. And with that out of the way, roll the intro.
Top right, there's a little view button.
And you get them one at a
Welcome back.
time.
Hope you enjoyed the introduction, and let's jump into it. Last we left our unfortunate crew, we found them at the Strangest of Places Inn, deep in the heart of Dowry. Several of them coming from a long distance, returning in for the first time to this strange new place. They came to meet our two new players, Alister and Jules Hope. Normally, I'd go into a long, intricate rant on who these people are and what we were doing, but that's not as fun as allowing people to dig their own graves. So what I'm going to do is, as we will be starting each and every time, I'm not going to ask anyone to roll a dice. I'm going to simply put an offer out. For whomever can give me an accurate recall of what happened last week, you'll gain a void point.
I got the most experience, let's go.
How accurate would you like it to be?
The turn of phrase here.
You
If
know I
have
got
to
the most
correct them,
experience.
you get nothing.
You know I got the most experience from our home games. You know this to be
Okay,
true.
I have 6 pages of notes from last week.
Yeah.
I might have an issue because I have no notes.
Perfect. No notes.
Let's go.
Notes or no notes?
Jago,
Okay.
you take it.
Exactly.
You go
So
for it. I want to
notes
hear
or
what
no
you have.
notes?
Over to
No
you.
notes. Let's do no notes. Jago, you go for it.
Okay. So the session opens up with our wonderful Jules Hope going around the bar, being busy, looking glamorous as ever. And our Alister sat at a table, with the last dregs of whatever that drink was. We don't know. We don't know his preferences. There were wanted posters going up on the board of horrible people, murderers, kidnappers, arsonists, you name it. It's probably on there. What was his name? I know the name. Don't tell me. Horst, the I don't know what his title would be, but police money boy was
Watchman.
Thank you very much. There goes my void. The road watchman was asking for questions if people had seen anybody matching the descriptions, showing posters. Went up to Alister, asked the usual spiel. Have you seen them? They were coming from this way, going this way, yada yada yada. Alister said, "Give me a drink, and I'll be able to tell you." He got a free drink, and he also got stolen from by nobody in particular, Jules. With no information, Horst, our lovely roadman, went back to his table and probably asked a few more people. That's when us as the train wrecks we are entered the building, and the clock for the anarchy started counting down. Yeah. We tried to get a quiet table to ourselves. Then Alister promptly came along and ruined that after recognizing us. We got a couple drinks. It was great. Now I'm fizzling. I got this. Shut up.
One on the line.
I'm going to give you a 5-second break before I count you as failing this.
That's fair. Alister, that's it. Jules recognized us. We got our she tried to make a sneak of the posters coming down. That was because that I'm you're making me nervous now. I'm tripping over words. The 8 security people saw that. Noticing the posters coming down and us being there made the one-to-one connection of, yo, it's those guys. Came up to us, offered to play a game of dice for stupid money. Not getting the joke. Jago and Jack not getting the joke because I'm an idiot. Alister, though, quicker mind than me, got that and made a big show saying that he had a, what was the word? Relic from the Martyr, which is a figure which you'll probably hear more about as the game goes on. A divine bullshittery magic item. Made a big show of this. They got the crowd all hyped up. He didn't like that, so the leader of the security lot promptly headbutted Alister. Everybody was really into this, and a brawl broke. A one-on-one fight broke out. As this happened, everybody saw their opportunity and dipped immediately. We all bailed on that as quickly as we could. Meanwhile, whilst that was all going on, Subil was having a great time in the storm. He was having a jolly old time getting the horses into the stable. Promptly getting freaked out by lightning, trees looking like hands, weird sounds of glass shattering, as my friend Billy is wonderfully displaying the emotional range of that. Heard noises from inside the bar, which upon tried to open the door, ran face first into Jack. Jack was like, shit's gone down. Subil was quite understandably annoyed because this shit always happens. We can't get a quiet day once. So we made a plan on how to get the fuck out. Whilst all that was going on, this is why I now understand why DMs hate splitting the pie. Edlynnne had gone to pick up the child who was part of our party. We are not kidnappers, we swear. But one of the security people had seen that and was playing with them, holding them hostage. They basically had their standoff. Cecily and Jules, whilst this fight is going on, made their plan to try and draw some of the crowd away from the fight, so we can try and pull Alister out of the fire. It worked to a degree.
It's not all Alister's fault. It's not all Alister's fault. It is a little bit on it.
He dug his grave.
To be honest, it is a little bit.
He's now going to sit in it. He's going to sit in his grave, which he dug. So the plan was, Jules is going to ring the last call's bell, and during that, Lynn was going to grab the child, which then adapted to Edlynnne grabbing the child and getting the fuck out. The plans was set in motion. Then didn't go awry, but changed because Jack hit a person with a person. Improvised weapon rules. I don't know. Insert a joke there. I don't know. I'm funny, I swear. That ended one fight and started another. Alister, I want to be nice, but I'm not going to, crawled his way quite pathetically out of the bar.
Yeah.
Where another security man slapped his hand on his shoulder and went, no. Alister promptly was done with this shit and pulled a knife.
He was.
Getting one success to losing the combat engagement. Alister defaulted to fuck this shit, I'm out. Started running away. Then Mr. Security Man got pulled there. How to describe this? There was the sound of glass shattering from a window next to him. A pale, gaunt hand reached out, grabbed the person, and pulled him through the window, and he was gone in an instant. And nobody else seemed to see this or give a fuck. So, that's weird, but we're going to just brush that under the carpet and move on. So yeah, after man was hit with man, we defaulted back to previous plan. Lynn picked up the child and buggered off, as per the rules of the game. Edlynnne and Jack continued in that turned a 2v2 into a 2v1. Probably paralyzing the man from the waist down after Edlynnne stabbed him in the back. So, well done. We leave a trail of carnage and agony in our wake. We all get outside. Subil meets Jules for the first time. Yes, I am mentioning this, Billy, because fuck you. And promptly falls head over heels. Yeah, look at that face. Look at that face. You're welcome. You did this to yourself. Something I did forget to mention earlier on, Alister got Horst to leave after making up some bullshit that he did see us buggering off in another direction. Horst, as we all got out of the bar, Horst came back realizing it's in the middle of a fucking storm. He's not going to do shit. And honestly, to his credit, pretty fucking badass move. As he rides past, snatches up the child, which didn't go down well. Jules promptly shoots him. He falls off his horse, naturally. We follow him round the corner, where we then find the child holding his heart. The child signs sorry, and that is where we ended.
Thank you very much, Jago. That is as accurate as I could hope for. I feel I'll add another little caveat onto that for next week for 2 minutes or less.
Ow, that's fair. That probably took too long. I'm going to be fair.
It's fine. Don't worry. Thank you very much.
Constructive.
Perfectly accurate. You didn't miss anything out. Wonderful. So, with that,
I'll take my void now.
And he was never
with
seen
that,
again.
You'll have your void.
and with that, we shall return to Chalice. We come back to the party stood outside the back of the Strangest of Places Inn. The storm that's been ravaging across the country for the last day or so, still beating against them. Heavy rain pouring down from every direction, lightning arcing across the skies, and dark clouds obscuring the moon, leaving thin trails of light as the only illumination. Each of them stand, some bloodied and bruised, others merely worn down. Around Sam, the child, kneeling over the body of Horst, the road watchman who met them mere less than an hour prior, dead, his heart having given out the last pump of blood gushing from its capillaries onto the ground and onto the chest of his body. No wound mars his chest, instead, only the child sat there holding it, a pained look of anguish across their features, tears already welling up in the rain and disappearing in amongst them. Around you, there is a strong dip in heat. Your breath mists, and the mist on nearby windows turns to ice that just slowly cracks with each passing second. You can hear shouts and screams emanating out from the interior of the bar as the fight moments before starts to make itself very apparent in the single body that's been left in your wake, and the level of violence you've undertaken out on Schmitz. You stand there, each of you, with a decision to make. As you hear more shouting building up through the wall next to you, the child, instance from breaking down, directly in front of you. And I need to ask, what do you do?
Okay, I'm going to run dad mode engaged. I'm going to run up to them, wipe their eyes, get the fucking heart out of the hand, give them a once over. They're not hurt.
You lift the child up, just knocking the heart clear from their hands, which just causes it to scatter along the floor. Again, just falling inert, landing directly on Horst's chest before rolling off in the wind. Looking over the child as they kind of just grip their arms closer to them, you can see the shakiness to their movements, and the cold having set in at this point. They seem completely unhurt, although there is a large smear of blood running across the clothing on their chest, where you can see just a spray glancing down, whereas there's no impact from the actual extraction from Horst. You do see a bullet wound having flown through their left-hand shoulder from where Jules shot him moments before.
Okay. I'm just going to hold him, just repeatedly say, it's okay, half to myself, half to them. And just be like, and just turn to the others like, we gotta fucking move, we gotta get the fuck out of here, and just bolt it to the car and start trying to get the blood off them and try and get them settled.
Right.
You start to kind of... Go ahead.
I was going to say, Edlynnne, is that right? I've occurred. Are you able to carry a body? Could you put it in the car? Because we're not leaving this here, and I'm going to pick up the heart, and then just take it with us. And then just take it back to the... We're not leaving! We are not leaving a body in front of the fucking bar!
Well, I guess with Jules' breakdown,
As
then
you-
I kind of... Sorry. I was going to say I was to
That's
pick
okay.
up the body and then just take it to the car, because Jules seems like the kind of person who would shoot me if I didn't pick up the body. And, like... I'm kind of scared of Jules, to be fair.
Jules, you kind of give your shouted order at Edlynnne and turn to just reach down for the heart. And you find yourself just hesitating ever so slightly when you realize just how clean and serene the heart is. As
Am I
if
able
it's
to,
just been
wrap
taken.
it? in any kind
You
of like
cannot
napkin or
contemplate it.
something?
But before you even try that, can I ask you to make a will resilience check of 1, please?
Yeah. Resilience. Okay, I think I'll be okay. I don't know if I'll be okay. Okay.
You said that you're not going to be.
Yeah, now you've jinxed it now. That's
you've
it.
yourself there.
Yeah.
It's over.
210.
Hey,
It's
momentum.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Yes, generate 1 momentum. You hesitate for a moment before just snatching the heart up in your hand and just wrapping it in the just at the hem of your clothing. Glancing over to Edlynnne. Edlynnne, please take your action.
Yeah, so I kind of just stopped for a second and then just looked down at the body and then just mumbled to myself going, this is really not how I thought the day would end. And just pick up the body and just start walking, fastly walking towards the stagecoach. I doubt I could run while carrying a body because I'm going to guess he's quite heavy.
Speed walk.
Yeah, if you could make a brawn athletics check, again, just of 1, please.
He passes again.
Wonderful, generate your momentum from there. You lean down, grab the body and hock it over your shoulder, immediately feeling the blood from that wound on the side start to just run along your back. The warmth of it contrasting against the general chill in the air as it kind of passes through that very, very thin piece of clothing that you're wearing on your side there. Your armor not covering your shoulders. With that, you just start dragging the body, lumbering around the corner. It's a little bit of a distance just to the carriage. You won't be able to get there immediately, especially not with the weight of the wind pushing against all of you. Cecily, Alister, Subil, anything from yourselves?
I think I'm probably just going to glance over at Subil and just shrug and whisper, why can't we just have one nice thing? And then just trudge off into the caravan.
You mutter the words, and unfortunately, Subil, they're just lost to the wind. You see this look of indignation and passive aggression plastered on Cecily's face as she just kind of looks at you, mutters something, and walks off. You kind of glance back to see Alister stood just slightly back from everyone else, cradling his arm, blood just rushing off of his face as the rain drenches him and dripping slowly to the floor as he kind of looks from you to the body, back to you, and just at the party as they just meander away as it's unfazed by the death of the man in front of them.
I'll also, as Alistair's looking, I'll also be looking around. I look at the body and the carriage. I just kind of clock that they're actually carrying the body to the carriage, and I kind of just, why have we killed a man and now we're taking him with us? What is happening now? If you get blood on my carriage, I'm not going to be happy. What?
Bitch, it ain't your carriage.
It's not my carriage. Well, no one else takes care of it, do they? You go off and start fights in bars. Let's go. And I'll turn back to Alister as well and sort of see him in the rain and kind of go like,
well, a little bit of more blood is not going to make much difference, is it? It's just gonna shuffle, following in the general direction towards the carriage. It's just, yeah, he's seen bodies. It's not. Taking it with us is novel, but I'm sure there's a reason. At this point, he's seeing about 3 different bodies blurring together because his eyesight's a bit not for 6. So he's just gonna. There's 2 carriages. One of them looks more solid than the other. He's gonna head towards that one.
You start following around, and as your little group kind of goes around along the rear length of the bar, starts to loop around towards the end of the carriage, there's a fairly loud bang that comes from back the way you've come. With Subil and Alister leading kind of the pack from the back, you both glance briefly over your shoulder as the wind again just beats against you, having to kind of scrunch your eyes up against the rain. And you can see 5 figures storming out of that back entrance. Immediately looking around, can I get a quick agility stealth check from both Alister and Subil, please?
Absolutely.
Come on, boys. Come on.
Well, there's the good news and the bad news.
Oh, no.
Okay.
The good news is I got a critical success, which is lovely.
Oh, lovely.
But the bad news is I also rolled a 20, which is a critical failure and a complication.
Yeah, it is.
Why are you the way you
Surely
are?
they
does
just
that mean?
balance each
Yeah.
other out.
Yeah, that-
Yeah.
A positive and
So,
a negative.
I would say that,
No
but I know
successes.
Ben.
So just
It's
no
not so
successes. So
generous.
it's still a fail.
It's just
Well, technically, it's
just-
one fail and
It-
2 successes.
So it's still
very
like
bad fail.
a
So it's successful failure.
Yeah.
failing in style.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not
so you-
falling on my face. I'm falling in a mud pack that's good for the
The
skin.
dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go that way with it.
Which hides your scent. Clever, Alister.
See,
Clever.
see,
9 steps ahead.
yeah.
Then the guards won't smell you. They'll
How did you do,
smell
Subil?
mud.
Yes.
I've got 1 success and no complications.
That's something.
It's better.
The two of
than
you,
nothing.
hearing the door open and glancing back, you quickly dart just around the corner, taking the cover as best you can. Quickly just glancing back, trying to kind of keep yourselves out of the way as best you can. You see several of the highway company, Schmitz's men, stepping out, pistols drawn in the rain and short blades kind of in hand as they just quickly scan the area. Their eyes do drag over to where you are, and just for a moment, as you kind of snap back in place, they linger there. One of them breaks off and starts to just make their way towards you as the others kind of, 3 more of them dart off in the other direction, heading along the other end of the bar, and one more disappears back inside. We'll go back to you guys as he starts to approach, pistol drawn, blade ready. He will be coming around that corner at the end of this turn.
Is this someone from the bar?
This is one of the men that worked for Schmitz.
Schmitz. But I've never met Schmitz.
You have no idea who this man is, no.
Yes, but he has got a gun.
He's got a gun and a blade.
Definitely has a gun.
Towards us.
I'm just quickly going to whisper. These were the ones giving us trouble inside, and there's a lot of them. I feel like we should probably get out of here.
Do they know who I am?
Do they know who I am? No, I don't think so. Well, I don't know. Is your face on a poster? Do I know the face? Do I know someone's face on the poster?
Do a
They on the poster?
do an insight observation check. This is going to be difficulty 1.
Okay, sorry, I scrolled because I was looking for something on my character sheet that might help out here. Which one did you say? Insight
Observation.
observation. Sorry, Ben, you
Yeah.
got that for a second. Right, okay. There's 1 success.
One success. You have a good look over his face, and he's recognizable. There's the image of a man who... It's as if you remember looking at him 10 years ago.
Right, okay.
It's definitely the same person as on the poster,
Right.
but older. To the degree that you could easily mistake him for his father or brother, a significant age gap. But
Right.
there's a lot of similarities.
Okay. I'd say, well, I mean, I don't think it's you on... I don't think they know you. They know the poster, I would imagine. Rapidly and quietly, obviously, not like standing and yelling this conversation. But I'd say you might be able to get away with being your father, but I think they might pick up on you. So they don't know you by sight, but by poster, I'd say, yeah, we should probably
Right.
try and get away. I should
Yeah.
try and get away. Cough, blood, dribble.
Okay, I'll say.
Flat.
All right, I'm gonna try and distract him. Get everyone to the carriage. Try and get out of here quietly. I think they're split up, which means they don't know where we are. But I don't know how long that advantage is gonna last. You got this?
Both of you, I'm fine. You go. I will.
I'm Sybil, by the way. Nice to meet you. Wrong time. Later. Good luck. See you later.
All right. Watch him go and go. I think I'm still Alister. Let's try and go round the corner and try and head towards against the wall. Like, I'm not just going to stroll. I'm going to against the wall, try and creep around the corner and go.
Could I ask how much momentum we have, by the way, as well?
We have 3.
We have 3.
What is your second action, Subil?
It's there if you want it.
I say with bated breath.
I could, okay. If would it be a waste to use 2 momentum, or do you think we're going to need this?
It's there. Spend it if you want it.
Do it.
Because honestly, someone's going to steal it, and it'll
Fail.
probably be me.
Okay. In which case, Ben, was the guy turning the corner, or
Yep.
the guy heading towards us?
Yeah.
So we're currently in the barn.
You are behind the barn.
Behind the barn. Okay. So he's heading this way. I want to. Is there any way of approaching him from another side of the? Can I loop around the barn or the building and approach him from another alley, or would that?
Unfortunately, not. The barn is directly connected to the bar. The only way of approaching this man is to walk out from the corner you are on into him, or to go all the way around, which will make you pass everyone else anyway.
Okay. In which case, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to come out from the alley, facing him, out of breath, and I'm going to go like this. I'm running out. Mate! They went that way, they attacked me. Please, you got to get them. And I'm going to point down in another direction of the alley, and I'd like to spend 2 momentum to perform cold reading, which would allow me to use simple observations and leading statements to appear more knowledgeable than you truly are. Engaged in conversation, you can spend 2 momentum to perform a cold read, and other characters present will mistakenly believe you have some source of detailed, specific knowledge. Could I use that to imply that I know where they're going and they went that way?
Can use that. That is absolutely fine. You dart out, and I just need quickly you to roll 1 dice for me. We're going to very simply call this a luck dice.
Okay.
I need you to call odds or evens before you roll it.
Oh God, no! Why'd you make luck dice worse?
He makes everything worse.
I try.
Okay. Even. Fuck. Okay, even. Right.
Roll it.
D20?
Whatever, really. There's normally an equal number of odds and evens on the dice.
Statistically, is there anything that's going to give me no?
It's even either way, isn't it?
50-50.
Yeah.
Flip a coin if you've got one.
That's a 2.
You dart around the corner, stumbling out in the dark, the lightning literally arcing behind you and illuminating your figure. As you pop out, you see the man instinctively raise the pistol. Moments from pulling the trigger out of instinct and nothing else.
I'm sorry, that's not me. Go that way.
Who are you?
It's just a guy that there were a bunch of them that just came past. I was just walking down the road. They've got a kid. They're all.
Where'd they go? Where'd they go?
That way. And then
Right.
point in
Fuck
the
off.
opposite direction.
And he just turns in place and bolts in the direction you've gestured, just heading off into the kind of thick fields that lay behind the bar.
As soon as he's out of eyes, as soon as he can't see me and I know he's gone, I'm just gonna kind of make sure no one else is looking and can view me. I'm just gonna turn around and just.
Still,
roll back.
You just straighten your lapel.
Still
and
got
start walking back the other direction. Meanwhile, coming around the other end of the bar, as you're leading the way, Jack, you're still there cradling Sam who you can just feel kind of nuzzling into you, head pressed down between your head and shoulder, just their chest raising and falling quite dramatically. You kind of glance down, you can see the tears continuing just to run down their features and just muddling into your clothing, mixing with the rain, disappearing quite rapidly.
Just going to keep just anything, any kind of words of insurance to him that it's okay, we're all right, we're going to get out of here. You don't need to worry, no one's going to hurt you, no one blames you, everything. Just covering all bases.
You loose a string of hope into his ear, into their ear as you turn the corner, twisting around just to head into the barn. And as you do, you quickly glance the front of the building as the front door is just booted open.
Son of a bitch.
And you see Schmitz step out, gripping onto a pistol, kind of almost doubling over a little bit, features wet with hatred as he glares out into the rain. I need you to make a stealth agility check. As you're carrying the child.
I assume that ups difficulty.
It will up the difficulty. It is opposed, but you will immediately suffer one failure on your dice.
Can I make an argument for left to minus that failure because it's the rain and stormy and it's dark and shit's all horrible?
Basically, what you've done is you've evened it out. So they were suffering a penalty already.
Okay. Do I want to spend that momentum? I really don't want to get shot.
You can use it.
Nah, fuck it. You keep the moment. You guys can keep the momentum. Sorry, what was that? Stealth agility.
Stealth agility.
Okay. Agility, not great. Stealth, better than I expected. No successes.
Unfortunately, as you dart out holding the child, you twist around the corner and pass your eyes across. As lightning continues to arc above and rain beats down on the area, you kind of step out, hit a bit of mud, and slide slightly. Just that little bit more than you were hoping for. And as you come out and Schmitz's eyes run around, they lock with yours for a second. As you kind of hit that open ground. Teeth bare, and he just raises the pistol in your direction, thumbs it, and fires.
I'm going to turn my back to him, covering the child best I can, and continue to try and move my way whilst keeping my back to him.
Absolutely fine. Shot from him. The shot goes wide. The wind almost immediately snatching up the bullets as it just flies off into the night, giving you an opportunity to move quickly.
Okay, let's keep on running.
Heading back the way you came, or into the barn, or somewhere else.
The cart's in the barn, yeah.
The carriage is in the barn.
Yeah. Okay. Could I make it to the cart on this turn, or not the cart, but into the barn?
You can make it into the barn this turn, yes.
Okay, we'll do that.
Go for it. You duck out from under the shot as it rings through, and you just can glance back just to see him immediately dropping the flintlock to the ground and marching towards you, reaching into his coat and pulling a second one free. Already lifting that to try and line up a bead on you as you dart into the darkness of the barn, leaving him just following after. Can I get everyone to make an insight observation check, please? It is going to be difficulty 2 to hear the shots due to the storm going on.
Insight.
This will also apply to the enemies.
Two passes, by the way.
Wonderful.
Yeah, two
Sorry,
passes
it was
there as well.
Insight.
Insight observation.
Thank you.
3 passes.
2 passes.
2 passes for me.
Wonderful. Every single one of you hears the shot.
I got a crit.
Hey!
You can really hear it, like you can feel it in your bones.
Yeah.
You weren't even the one getting shot.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
Each of you
empathy
hears the shot
damage.
as it rings through the night. Cecily, you even see the round punch through and impact into the mud nearby. You're all fully aware as you're kind of sidling onto the far left-hand side of the barn and the bar itself that the shooter is just around the corner. You each saw. Sorry, go on.
So I was going to say, am I able to wait until lightning flashes and then peer around the corner and shoot him as hard as I can so that it's blocked out by the thunder?
I'm going to call that a luck check.
That's a big brain move, though.
Mm.
Okay. And I'm hoping the flash also takes him off guard. Okay. Luck check. Oh, odds are even, guys. What should I do?
Oh no, don't ask me to make decisions.
yeah.
No, that's all on you. That's all on you.
I'm thinking odd.
Flip for it, heads or tails, right? It's
Are
fine.
you sure, though? Are you
I'm
sure?
100%
Jago,
sure.
don't make a doubt.
Jago,
Are
shut
you
up.
sure?
3.
Sure about that.
So that's an odd.
Hey!
You hold in place, waiting just for a second at the edge of the barn. Having drawn your revolver, pull back the trigger, wait a second, and just watch the lights. A moment passes, lightning arcs down, and a blast of thunder fills the air. You spin around the corner, leveling the pistol, and take your shot, please.
Nice.
Coordination fighting.
Coordination of fighting. Okay. That's one pass.
One pass.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, you roll around the corner, pull the trigger, and fire the shot. You immediately see the round disappear off into the night, having pulled the trigger just that instant too fast, causing it to swing past Schweitz rather than into him. You dart back around the corner just in time, fairly confident that he may not have even noticed the shot was taken.
Nice! Okay.
You
Okay,
do
that's
see
fine.
him pushing down towards the interior of the barn, though.
Must have been the wind.
Can I get actions from Alister, Edlynnne, and Cecily, please?
I mean, I've still got the guy's body, so I was just kind of going to do the very noble thing of using him as a meat shield. Look, okay.
You have
Him as the
learnt
improvised
well,
weapon.
you have learnt well, my student. Proficiency in person-to-person combat by hitting a person with a person.
Just only if you're still shooting, though. I do want to make sure I get to the stagecoach, but I mean, I've got no other reason to be carrying the body other than a woman with a gun threatened me, and I don't do well against guns, so meat shield.
Absolutely fine. You sprint out around the corner, making no effort to not be noticed. Schweitz clocks you, having literally watched you pass within near distance of him and throw yourself into the barn. You can already see him trying to just thumb back the hammer on his flintlock and not quite managing to line up a bead as you nip past, so he doesn't take the shot. Cecily and Alister.
Nice.
Okay, so I have no combat experience. And I'm very bad in a fight. It's very slippery underfoot. So I am going to... Because the guys, I'm guessing, is facing away from me now that we're behind him, right?
He'd be looking in your general direction. So he's facing towards the corner you're all kind of coming out from and going into the barn. His eyes will have moved over to the barn rather than the corner itself, but purely because he's just seen the mad dash of a woman carrying a corpse following after the mad dash of a man carrying a child.
Okay, grand. So I'm going to set Bismarck on them. Because lots of fighty teeth.
That dog's dead.
Unwavering, I can spend a void point to get him back, so I'm fine. If that dog dies.
Necromancer, that shit.
Yep.
I fear to say the words, are heroes, ladies and gentlemen.
Guys.
We're not
so yeah,
heroes. We're idiots.
I'm gonna send an angry mass of teeth and claws and growly bitey, but also incredible flubbiness after him.
You glance down, catching Bismarck's attention as he kind of is already hunched down, growling, ready to go. His fur sopping wet and just clinging to his body. Give a small whistle, and he just speeds off, galloping around the corner, leaving a torrent of mud in his wake. Unfortunately, those of you who don't see Schleitz's reaction, no one actively looking around the corner at that moment, as he goes from raising the pistol at the barn, you do hear the shout of "fuck" as Bismarck leaps up towards him. Can I please get you to make an agility fighting roll for Bismarck, please?
Yep.
If you succeed, immediately apply the vicious effect to his attacks, just to represent how moderately surprised he is.
Okay. Sorry, did you say
Agility fighting.
okay? Agility fighting. There we go. 3, so 11. That's one. It's 2 successes. Hell yeah, go Bismarck!
Yes. That dog has done.
Bolts around the corner and leaps up towards Schweitz, who swings the pistol down at the last moment to try and just impact the butt of it into Bismarck's face before it makes contact. At the moment you are drawing, would you like to spend a momentum to break the tie?
We have one. You may use it.
Are you guys okay with that for my dog to sort of rip this guy's throat out pretty, please? Okay, I spend a momentum.
Momentum is gone. No more left.
He swings just that instant too fast, and Bismarck literally places a paw on his arm, on his shoulder, and bites clean, aiming directly for the throat. Please roll your damage.
Are we going to collect bodies now? Is this what we're doing?
Damage is a d6, isn't it?
Bring out your dead.
Just the one d6, or can I have 50 of them?
Dice.
Huh?
These wonderful dice here, yeah.
Yeah, they're on their way to me. No, let's hang about. They're in here somewhere. Okay, d6.
Why not?
I don't know how this corresponds to the Cthulhu head and all that other jazz, so I've rolled a 2.
That's 2 damage.
Yes.
Nice.
I will just double check that your dog does not deal more damage than that. I'm fairly sure he does.
Intense page flicking.
It's 3 dice.
Oh, I get to roll 3d6.
3 dice for Bismarck.
Okay, so the first one was a 2. That's another 2. And a 5.
Nasty. That's 6 damage.
Kind of a yikes.
Yeah.
Someone's getting treats tonight.
4 of it goes through due to Schweitz's armor. As the dog latches onto him, Bismarck's teeth falling just slightly short of tearing his throat from his body. He leaves a large cut running across the lower chin, spraying blood into the mud and into Bismarck's mouth. Immediately, the momentum of his jump causes both him and Schweiz to just land into the on the ground as he immediately just brings his arms up to try and cover himself from the hound as it continues to gnash and bite, trying to tear away at him. Next.
Can I see from where I am, or like moving round towards the barn? Obviously, I'm seeing this guy getting savaged by a said hound of hell that we love.
Yeah.
He is adorable.
Adorbs hound of hell.
Good boy.
Yeah, good boy, Cerberus. Like how
would Billy rubs.
you gotta imagine how. Sorry, random tangent. Imagine how cute Cerberus would be, like licking you. It's got 3 tongues of cuteness, just like lapping. Oh, it's so cute. Anyway, right. So, can I see how beaten up he looks? Does he look like the guy's dead? Does he look like he's head and hearty but just taking a bit of damage? Have I got any idea?
I would say if you can make me an insight observation check of 1, or spend a momentum that you don't have at this point.
But we don't have. Yeah.
So just an insight observation check of 1, please.
Insight observation. Okay.
That's been mauled in the throat
That is.
by a vicious dog, right?
That's true.
And been punched a lot and stabbed.
I was
not great.
hoping he'd be dead. That's 1. Yep. Just
1. You have a quick look over him, and you can see he is bloody, he is bruised, and he is holding on by a couple of moments at best.
Okay, I would like to shank him then, please.
Yeah,
As we
finish the
walk past.
job.
Absolutely fine. You draw your
Bring out
blade
your
out,
dead.
rush
Bring
through
out
the
your
mud,
dead.
round about him. As you see his eyes just move from Bismarck to you, this sudden glint of recognition as you are framed by the lightning. This bloody and broken face glaring down at him as you pull your knife high. I'm going to still ask you to roll the dice. Can I get an agility fighting check, please? It is only difficulty 1.
Agility fighting.
They can Bismarck assist.
That is 2 successes,
Making
2
it a 1.
8s.
This is
Wonderful.
horrific,
Please
guys.
generate your momentum and roll your damage there.
Okay, so we got a point of momentum.
Yeah, that's momentum. Please roll all blanks on damage. Please.
Who dies piercing? That is 2 damage, and it's got piercing 1.
You lucky man, you. That 1 point of damage that sneaks through is enough.
Just.
You
Hits the
lunge
armor
down
underneath it.
past Bismarck as the dog kind of leans back to try and ready for another strike. You drop to one knee and slam the blade down on his forehead, immediately feeling his skin and skull give way and the brain inside just collapse under the weight of your knife. You then feel it just scrape along the Thank you. Sorry about that. We had a few technical issues. Clearly, just the brutality of Alister's kill decided to not just kill the man, but kill the stream. So I do apologize for that profusely. as we last left it, as we kind of didn't realise for a moment, I won't lie, Alister had just cleaned off the blade and decided to drag the body of his new victim away off towards the barn, slowly kind of coming back in with everyone else. At which point, I believe that was everyone's actions. Am I correct there?
Yep.
Oh, well, I was going to say, after I shot, I'm going to go into the barn now that everything's okay.
Absolutely fine. With that done, you all kind of make your way around and slowly kind of bundle back into the barn. A few things happen outside as we break away from you and move to the enemy. Some shouts enter the night from momentum. As you all kind of bundle into the barn, making your way over to the carriage that sits just on the far end, where you can see both of your horses waiting there for you, both John and Gary still tied up with their little feed bags wrapped around their faces, quite content, not really paying too much attention to all the horror going on around them. Jules, you kind of make your way to the far end and just immediately head up to the back of the barn, just kind of trying to glance through the gaps in the wood, try and get an idea of what's still happening outside. Using the small amount of light you have, you glance through, your ears prick up, and you can hear just around the corner people talking to one another against the wind, their voices raised to try and get some form of volume. I saw someone who said they went out into the back. Right, you go that way. We'll head back in, make sure the boss is okay. Wherever these people are, we'll find them, and trust me, we're going to make a shit ton of money, boys. There's a short cheer that goes up as they disappear out, heading just out from your earshot once again, leaving you kind of sat inside the barn. And we'll come back to you guys, everyone, for an action, please. Any particular order, whatever is good.
I'm going to jump in and say to everyone, I brought this with me. I thought it might be useful, and then pull the body in so that everyone can see and say, I feel like we should...
Dragging the body through.
Yeah.
Why have we got the fucking bodies?
It was kill one, get one free. So... But
you see, as you kind of drag it in, you're all watching as just on... as Alister walks around the edge, still dripping from the rain, you see Schweitzer's dead body. Just kind of lying there, hands empty. And as he comes around the corner, just chewing on his boot on the other end, you can see Bismarck just pulling away, trying to claim his prize.
Do not break that boot. Boots, they're hard to come by. Good boots are expensive.
Okay, in which case I'll call Bismarck off and give him a lot of head pats and a lot of fuss for being the bestest doggo and saving us from the bad guy. And then I think I will proceed to loot the corpses, and I can get Jago some nice new boots in the process. And Horst's coin purse, fingers crossed.
I was going to say, before we steal everything, including the boots, which makes it look like we're stealing stuff, one of the reasons I brought this in was to try and make it look like he'd had a fight with this copper. If they've had a fight, then that might allay some suspicion. But if we nick their boots, it's going to be pretty obvious that somebody else was here.
Good point.
Okay. Do we want to...
Jack, you don't get boots, sorry.
No,
Jack.
but what I'm saying is, I don't know, like, does he have armor on?
Which one?
The
armor.
Schmitz,
yes, he's wearing kind of a leather chest plate, just very tightly fitted, and a couple of bits over his legs as well. Very mishmash, kind of like it's been thrown together from various jobs rather than made as a proper suit. As you kind of look over it, you're still carrying Sam, who just at that point starts like kind of pulling on your shirt.
What's going on, buddy?
And it just kind of signs up at you, choking through the tears and this hard intakes of breath.
No.
And he's just they're just signaling, go.
Yeah, we're going. I'm gonna just... You deal with this. I'm gonna just take him to the car and make a fuss of getting shit to go. And doing everything to draw his attention to me and not to the horror show which is going on.
You just swing the door open with your off arm and clamber into the interior of the caravan. That small sealed door still off to your left that leads into the slightly refrigerated room. And as you kind of look up at it, you can see this thick mist of just this thick mist just billowing out from underneath it.
I take it we haven't.
Very
That's
thin,
not normal.
white.
That's not normal, is it?
No.
That's never happened before.
Kind of glance down at it.
Cecily.
As you kind of just say the word, you just see the door move slightly, as if something just.
Like,
As we
does
move
it
to someone
open
else.
or does it just?
No, there's just a sudden, sharp impact. What is anyone else doing as we end Jack's turn right then?
I'm just going to put the body down and just be like, I am never, ever carrying a body in anywhere ever again. Do what you need to do with it. I don't care.
You just drop it on the floor next to Alister.
Well, I'm gonna vaguely.
Do you want some help? I don't know. Do you want? I can help if you like.
I mean,
I don't really know.
Is Jules covered in blood at this point, Max?
No,
she-
Jules is
No,
clean.
I'm perfectly fine.
Right. Well, I'm covered in blood, so better to probably stay clean if in case we
Right.
just
I'll. You know what? I'll just get on.
Sure.
Uh,
So if Lynn, if Cecily is rooting through for coin purse and stuff, was there anything else anybody wanted? Because I literally stand there and go, I'm going to try and pose these two. Is there anything else? Is there anything we can take from them that's useful? Anybody?
Money.
I'll point out. I'll say, while you're looking through the dead, bleeding, gooey corpses, they mentioned money outside. See if they've got any bounties on them. We need to know what they're after, or exactly who they're after, how much they know. If there's anything on them, maybe they might have some instructions or some orders or something.
Can I assist Cecily with that, then?
Yeah, of course, no trouble at all. So, what exact action are you taking, Cecily? As you're only going to get one.
Okay, one action, because I'm assuming that I can hear Jago shouting with
We'll
regards
hear
to the-
Jago at the end of your action.
at the end of my action. Perfect. So after sort of realizing we need to pose these bodies, not going to loot for clothing, but if they've got anything of value on them, that like money, because I know Horse has a coin purse. Don't know how much is in it, but coins be useful for things and stuff. So I'm going to search both bodies for any coin.
Which one of them would you like to search first?
I'll search Horse first because I know he's definitely got money on him.
Okay. If you can just do me a reason observation check, please. Just difficulty 1 once again.
Yep, absolutely fine. Ooh, that was bang on. 2 successes.
You rummage across his body quickly, just checking for everything that he's got. It doesn't take you too long to find that most of his possessions are just attached to his belt. On one side, he has a fairly basic saber, as well as a pistol with 6 packs of shot. Quite an old model, very much a mass-produced flintlock. Nothing in comparison to some of the more up-to-date revolvers you're seeing or lever actions. There's also his small coin purse, which contains a grand total of 10 coin. You get the feeling from the size of it, it was probably heavier earlier in the night, but at this point, it is looking a little bit thinner. You also find on kind of just strapped to his back, in a small pouch, several forms of papers. Just quickly rummaging through those, throwing them as you go, just into kind of your other hand. There's just ports, signals of sightings. You can see his small notebook is just kept in his breast pocket.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can take as many as you want.
Cool. I'm definitely taking the coin. At this point, I'm going to converse with Alister and just sort of check what he thinks we should take and what we should leave if we're going to stage this as a setup. And it'd be great if I could hear his response.
That would be amazing if I hadn't. So this is the joy of Zoom, is that I've realised people can hear when I'm typing, so it's bad to. I have to mute them.
I think
Anyway,
I'll
doesn't
take
matter.
the paperwork. I like paperwork.
Paperwork sounds good. I think take that. While you're saying that, I'm just going to draw his saber, put it in his hand, and stab it into the other guy's head where my knife went.
Good shout.
And then the pistol, I'm going to pull out, unload one of the rounds, put it in the other guy's hand, and then put it on the other guy's heart, or where the big red bloom of his heart would be. So it's literally pistol.
Could we take a couple of bags? Because he's got 6 bags of shot. Could we take?
Oh, we could take everything else. I'm done.
Oh, take everything. Okay,
Yeah.
so right. So we're taking the papers, the notebook, and the bags of shot and the coin.
You better loot.
I feel like I want to make you roll a check, but I can't think of the appropriate skill.
I don't think a
actually
check's needed. I think we're
foreclose this
fine.
or- Yeah.
I think it's flawless. That's exactly what happened. They just happened to kill
How much
each other.
momentum do you have, Jago? How much momentum is in the pool?
There is one.
If you state that needs to be spent to make this believable.
I think we all know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening.
I'm happy to roll something. I don't mind. I don't mind rolling a test.
Can I? Okay. Can I get you to make, let's say, a reason fighting check?
Reason,
Or
fighting.
medicine. Medicine or fighting.
I'll go with fighting because it's better. I've got mechanical engineering. Will that help now? I do have melee weapons as a focus, so
That would definitely help.
okay, cool. Right, so sorry. Yes, reason fighting. That is 3 successes. Whoop, whoop.
Wonderful. That was a difficulty
That's
0
what we-
check.
Awesome.
Very free
So-
momentum.
Hell yeah!
Win.
That's the kind of investments I like.
It's good.
You spend a moment just arranging everything as Cecily just rummages through his pockets and takes the last couple of things, drawing the saber and handing it to you as you just stab it through the wound you've made. The shot that, of course, Jules landed has come from the opposite side, as he's definitely been shot in the back.
I don't mind. I'm pointing the gun like directly into the hole where his.
Oh,
heart
okay, yeah,
should
absolutely
be.
fine.
Yeah, as if it's just pulled
Sensible.
like somebody's pulled the trigger and it just obliterated the heart, so you can't find it.
Of course. No worries at all. Easily done. You just fire the shot in there and put the pistol back into Schweitzer's hand. Edlynnne, anything from yourself as your wonderful collaborators in this perfectly innocent thing are nearby?
I'm just going to let them deal with that. I was just going to kind of go towards the doors and just be on guard in case anyone tries to break in. And if that's the case, I can do what I do best and stab them, hopefully.
You draw your sword and just kind of make your way over to the front of the barn, just keep an eye out. Watching around, you don't see anyone else coming in or coming out of the bar. You can hear more people shouting within. You can actually hear music is starting up again, as if the chaos outside has just been lost to the sound of the storm. Somewhat thankfully, you imagine.
Sounds good, yeah. I'm just keeping a watch, basically, until I'm told we have to go.
Yeah.
Subil, Jules?
Go on.
No, you go first.
I was going to say, so we've looted, or we have searched. It's much nicer.
Liberated people. That belong.
Yes, we've freed them from their lives. We've searched horse. Have we searched the other ones? Smithy?
Schmidt.
No, I haven't searched him yet.
I haven't spoken yet,
Right. I'm gonna I'll head over and have a little look while they're while Alister and Cecily are sort of posing them,
You kind of step towards Smits. As you reach down to just kind of start checking him. Alister just immediately slams a saber down in his head. Just kind of takes a step back, angles everything, puts his fingers up, and
well, everywhere. Is that brain or blood? I can't tell.
It's actually a little bit of both, if you look.
Just see if he's got any.
Oh my god!
Has he got any things?
He doesn't have a brain anymore.
A reason observation check for me, just to quickly run through his pockets. Is only difficulty 1.
Absolutely. That's good stats for me. And that is 1 success.
Wonderful. You have a quick kind of pick through his pockets just to see what you can find. First and foremost, you find a bandolier for a brace of 4 pistols, 3 of which are still 2 of which are still present.
Oh.
Both soft and loaded. You find 12 bags of flintlock shot strapped to the bandolier as well.
Okay.
As well as 2 large fighting knives, and of course, slid into his pockets a set of heavy brass knuckle dusters.
Oh, I love that.
Those are mine. You do not touch them.
Let's take them and sell the knuckles.
As you kind of just glance past the weapons, you find a heavy sack of coin.
Yes.
You open it up. There is definitely more than 10. You don't really have the time to count for all of them, unfortunately. So you'll need to have a look at that a little bit later.
Jago
That
coin.
being said, Ben,
Yeah.
I am by profession a swindler, which would imply that I would be handling bags of money.
You could check the weight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Would I kind of be able to, not an accurate guess, but kind of guess based on the weight?
I don't want to make the obvious joke about your being used to handling large sacks, but yes, you can. If you could make me,
We're adults here.
You know we're not. You can make me a.
Is there a test?
Oh boy.
How many dice do I roll for that?
How many
let's
dice for sack?
Let's say Insight Academia.
Interesting. Okay.
It's going to be difficulty 2.
I have academia. Nice. Okay.
Roll for sack.
Okay. There we go. That's 1 success.
1 success. Okay, you have a quick look. Kind of weigh the bag briefly. I don't know, more than 10. Yeah.
I'll out loud go, oh guys, there's some coin. There's probably about, guys, there's some coin. Should we take some coin? Yeah?
Take the coin, yes.
Yes, coin.
Cool.
Do it.
Coin.
There's some guns and bullets as well. They're not really my jam, but
I'm sure
I don't know.
Jules will make use of it. It's fine.
We'll figure it
In
out.
addition to that, not on his, just kind of shoved into his coat, you find a rolled up poster. A little bit older, a little bit more worn. There's some water damage to it. And you just pull that out quickly, unravel it a small amount, and on it you're greeted by your face, or at least what used to be your face. Edlynne's, Jack's, and Krail's.
That'll
With the phrase underneath, wanted dead or alive, 8,000 coin.
oh, guys, we're worth 8,000 now.
Oh wow, what was 6,000 like 2 weeks ago? So
Huh? Oh, okay. Well, they're still looking for us. I'll roll up the poster again. Do I keep it or do I get rid of it?
keep it.
Why
Yeah,
not?
I'm going to take it with me currently,
Yeah.
so that it's not on the corpse. I don't want people finding that on him. Otherwise, it might implicate us. The least implication.
Good shout. Yeah.
With that said, you kind of roll that one up and just shove it in your pocket. Are you taking everything else? Or leaving?
I'm definitely taking the coin, and I'll ask the group. I'll say, guys, there's another 3 guns here. I'm not really the gun guy. Is anyone the gun guy? I forget who's the gun guy. You all seem to murder everyone any chance you get.
Give me those
I'm
fucking
gonna say
brass
this
knuckles.
What's the gun?
I'm going to say this before Jago has a minor heart attack. Jack, you're not here right now. You don't know about the brass knuckles.
I know.
Brass
we take-
knuckles, I'll have them. That'll be useful. Thanks.
All of them. All 3.
Each flintlock is a minor item, so you can take each of those. Same with the knives. Same with the brass knuckles. Everything else is trivial.
I think I'll end up, just because we're low on time in terms of there's still cards looking for us, I'll just go, I will sort it later, and I'll gather all of the weaponry and I'll start heading towards the cart, and I'll load it into the cart and people can divvy up later. And I'll probably
Perfect.
head over to
As you
get
kind
the
of-
carriage ready.
Easily done. You pick yourself up and just make your way around to Gary and John and just start kind of unleashing them, prepping them for travel. As you do, Jack's voice kind of just echoes out from the carriage. I just hear him, Cecily.
I'll also shout, Cecily, I think. Carriage. I think you need it in the carriage. No,
I didn't
Just
break
go,
it, I
"Oh."
swear.
Oh god, what now? And then just run over just to see exactly what they need.
It's not meant to be
kind of
smoking
start
like that.
making your way around. You burst the door open. Just to check, sorry, before I leap too far ahead. Jules, was there anything specifically you wanted to do?
Kind of hitch up the horses and ready the door to be opened quietly. Because I'm a little bit more clean, I'm thinking I'm probably going to ride on front, so if people drive past, they're not going to suspect. So I'll be ready with the door to open to then jump on the front to help drive this way.
Easily done.
I'm
You
saying
kind
about
of
the door.
saddle yourself up. You saddle yourself up, check the doors, swing them both open, ready to go. They're already kind of half open. You can see Edlynnne waiting at the front just to make sure no one's kind of coming any closer. You have a clear shot back to the road. It is, of course, still the dead of night and in the middle of a raging storm, but the road is clear. And it's at that moment, Cecily, you kind of roundabout open the door up and step into the carriage, kind of ducking down as you go in, and there's nothing wrong. The door's fine. There's no mist.
But it was.
Yeah, no, it's definitely there for you, Jack. It's definitely there.
It's not meant to be.
Cecily.
It's not
There's
meant to be
another
missed.
slam,
It's just
Jack.
fuck.
You hear the wood behind you crack.
Turn around, fucking. Fuck! It's here.
Cecily, you just watch as Jack twists in place, glaring at the back of the carriage. There's nothing. The only thing you can hear is the storm.
Shit.
Okay.
Get out of the car. Get out of the fucking car.
Me? You? All of us?
Everyone.
Okay. Is it here?
It's.
Is it here for
fucking-
you?
It's. I can't see it, but it's hitting shit.
Okay, out the car. Let's get Sam
Okay,
out.
ready,
Let's
out the
get
fucking
you
car.
out.
Out the fucking car.
Out the car. It's just the 3 of us in there, right? So yeah, just us 3. Let's
You
get
start
out.
kind of- You start clambering out, and immediately you can feel Sam just their fingers wrapping deeper into your clothes as they start knocking their head just against your shoulder blade, or just against your shoulder. And you can hear this low whine coming out from them.
It's okay. It's okay. Shh. Okay, nothing's gonna happen.
Can I get you to make a will persuasion check, please?
Oh, here we go.
For you, this is difficulty 1.
Okay. Oh, there you go. That's okay. I can 2 dice. Oh, I'm going to use 2 dice. That is a success. It's only the one.
You just grip Sam closer to you and just kind of start running your hand along just the back of the head, trying to calm them. Is there anything you specifically like to do for this?
Prep spell level 1.
As you kind of just start trying to calm them, your eyes just flick back to the carriage. For everyone else, as you finish kind of posing the bodies, checking the pockets, checking the door, you hear this sudden rush of movement, and your eyes are all drawn back to the carriage where you see Cecily leaping free from it, twisting in place and keeping her eyes just on the door. Jack follows shortly after, gripping Sam and just trying to quiet them, calm them down with every movement. And as Jack moves, you can just see the air growing heavier, heavy amounts of mist forming around him as the moisture in the air starts to freeze. And those of you who have seen channelers before recognize the signs of someone kind of drawing power from around them into their body. Already you see small cracks forming around his eyes, where the skin starts to just harden and turn to small kind of granite lumps that build up and start spreading out. A few moments pass for you, Jack, as you watch the carriage, and that slamming slows and stops. Everyone else, you just see them clamber out. What would you like to do?
Fucking eyes, you piece of shit.
I was just gonna run over and just basically be like, what is happening? Why are we leaving the stagecoach that we need to do? You know, leave everybody trying to kill us?
The hands are making noises. They're hitting start slamming on the fridge and then on the door behind us.
As I hear hands, I'm stumbling back. I'm away from that cone.
So at that point, I've got to ask, what? So these hands, they don't explain the hands.
Nope.
That's a long fucking story.
Yeah, we don't have
another time and place.
That's a tomorrow story.
It's a story I don't think I ever want to tell, but it's not now. It's not the time, really.
We don't like the. I'm getting. We don't like the hands now. Do the hands look like very large grey hands that come out of nowhere, rip people apart, and then disappear?
Yes, that's exactly yes.
Be too specific about it.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
That's
Because that happened to
oddly
somebody
specific.
earlier. I saw that happen to someone
Where?
in the bar, in the pub. Literally,
who?
someone was. Well, one of the assailants, one of the people who was about to stab me. It took him. I didn't want to question it. I was going to bring it up later. I thought it might be something to do with one of you, but I don't.
Yay!
This is fun.
As you're kind of on the edge of this conversation, you just glance out into the outside the barn once again, and you see just the shimmer or the kind of loose silhouette of someone rounding from the far end of the bar. You can see the glint of metal in their hand as they start making their way down towards the barn from the far edge.
Oh no!
The horses are ready. The carriage is
nobody
ready.
else. So nobody else saw or heard anything.
No.
Right, guys. There's someone coming. So hide and get ready, or we're gonna get on.
Oh fuck! Hide!
Take our chances.
I'm jumping in the harebell.
Yeah, I'm fucking bolting behind
I'm
something.
getting in the
I don't know.
carriage.
First thing I see.
Why don't we just get out of there?
How we never saw
No
Cecily
one's
again.
in the carriage.
What's wrong with the carriage? Why don't we just get in the carriage and go?
Fuck that
No
shit.
No one's in it.
As you have this conversation, literally, Jules, Jago, and Cecily, can you all make a quick agility stealth check for me?
Oh God. I'm
Everyone
gonna
else,
fail.
unfortunately, you kind of stand there, twist in place as you see a man move around the corner.
Can I use perfect timing?
Yes.
Keyword stealth. You always get where you need to be in the nick of time when you make a stealth test. There are a limited amount of time to succeed, such as reaching a certain location before a guard turns around, or avoiding moving searchlights. Your first bonus.
Of course,
D20.
Yep, go for it.
I rolled a success and a complication.
I'm just getting
Of
ready
course
to
you
stab
did.
somebody, really.
I'm just
Why
going to
are
run
you the
into
way
the
you
side
are?
of the carriage and knock myself out, aren't I?
It's always
Then you
somebody.
start hearing the banging.
Jago,
Excellent. 2 successes.
Max.
I'm getting there. That is my answer. Two successes.
2 successes. Wonderful. The two of you jump into cover as quickly as you can. Cecily, you go to move into cover into the caravan itself. In the haste of your action, you forgot you'd closed the door, and you literally just go and crack into it. And not enough to hurt you, but definitely enough just to throw you off, and you kind of stumble backwards. As you do, everyone else, you kind of twist at that last moment as you see the one of the highway companymen walk around the corner, pistol raised, shout out as he does, "Oh shit!" Raises the pistol and just fires off a shot at random. Which hits someone.
No, don't do
Oh.
this.
You
Can I get everyone to roll a
motherfucker.
d20 for me?
What even
Everyone.
the boys who hit?
Do you
Give it
give
the
me
height.
another complication?
Everyone bar Jago and Max.
Yeah.
I rolled a
And
4.
just hold those.
Okay,
Don't
I'll
tell
roll
me the
again then.
result.
I beg, if it's Alister, I'm absolutely gonna cry.
I think it's me. I got 14.
I'm gonna get both Subil and Alister just to hold for a moment.
I've
As we're
re-rolled.
gonna
I've
go
got a
for
new
a break.
I've got a new number now, so.
And at that moment, we will jump out for a break.
Oh,
Oh,
Difficult.
And
you did.
as I mentioned earlier, we do have a wonderful giveaway today. So, the Mithril Armory are going along with a Kickstarter coming up soon for a Dragonheart Hollow Copper Dice. Wonderful little set that looks absolutely fantastic. Really looking forward to seeing them myself. And just to celebrate that, we're going to be giving away a set of tin D20s. Now, the giveaway itself, really simply, all you need to do for us is over the coming break, type in a single word into chat. We'll pick a winner from those who type in the word and get those sent off to you. All you need to do is, once we've kind of come to the end, right at the end of the show today, we'll announce our winner and ask you just to send us a little message so we can sort that out for you. Now, the word itself that we need to type somewhat accurately, and just to build up a little bit more tension for the guys, just type in the word hands for us.
Oh,
Lovely, lovely hands.
You dick.
And with that,
This is why we need therapy.
And if you're on
we're
my
going to
side,
disappear
type
off
in
for a
feet.
quick break, refuel, and we'll be back in 10. Thank you very much, everyone. Hello and welcome back. Right, well, hopefully everyone got their entries in, using, of course, again, that wonderful word hands. It's too late now, don't type it. Sorry, the option's gone. We'll be announcing the winner at the end, don't worry. Right, so last we left our lovely group of people here. We were all rolling dice to see exactly who the lucky recipient of a bullet with their name on it was. Now, we have had people re-roll the dice they'd already announced. So, from the top. Headline. What'd you get?
I got a 15.
Alister?
Oh, I think somebody else should go first for the drama.
Not bad.
There. Okay.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Sybil.
I got a 2.
Very
Commendable.
It's a solid roll.
Cecily?
Solid roll.
I also got a 2.
Snap.
Nice. Alister.
Well, it wasn't a 20,
That's something.
but it was a 19. So there's that.
Oh.
Oh,
Awesome. Solid.
So,
Solid.
as the highway companyman rounds the corner, with a momentary look of shock on his face, having actually seen his prey, he raises his pistol and lets loose a single shot, which flies across the room and catches Alister. Healing him. How much armor do you have, Alister?
What's armor again?
Oh.
As in, I don't have any.
Oh, it's that bad.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
oh no.
Dealing exactly 5 points of stress.
Okay. So, here's the fun thing about that.
That's going to suck.
First of all, that's an injury straight off. From
Mhm.
5 points of stress. Having had an injury already, I've now got 2. Now, since you've not only maxed out my stress track, but overmaxed it by another 4, I feel like rules-wise that's a 3rd injury, and then I have to
is.
roll to not die in some way.
So that
Or
that
I am
time around
just
in your next action. You are just defeated for the moment. I will state
Fucking
you
hell.
can, at this
Sessions in,
moment,
guys.
you can at this moment select to spend a void point to not need to roll a dice to see if you die when you next roll, but you do need to spend that point now if you choose
How many
to.
did we start
Or-
with again?
You start the game with 3.
Right.
The other option, of course, is to think that I can rely on the people around me.
Let's spend a void point.
Oh, okay.
You
No,
do
no.
not have to be nervous about that in the slightest.
No.
I would do the same.
We would all do.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yeesh, crikey.
I'm not spending a void point on that. I think, given the amount of damage and everything else I've taken, this is. I'm quite enjoying. I don't want to die, but I'm quite enjoying this. It's quite poetic. So I'm going to leave it up to the rest of my new friends.
Holy
See what happens.
shit! You're a braver
This is how
man
it's
than me.
going to be
sir.
every time. Every
Gotta
time.
roll.
You
Gotta
get to
role
act.
play it.
I'm going to die now. Save
I'm going to
me.
go into what I'm just going to
100%.
clarify now
So do
as the injury box, which someone in the party may recognise,
Hello, injury box.
Oh no. Not the injury box.
and fetch out.
Did not mean
The
for it
hit
to be used in
location
that way.
dice.
Oh no.
That
Don't be
shot.
head. Don't be head. Don't be head. No head.
You're like you. No, I'm not going there. That's too easy.
Hey, hey. Easy, but it's not that easy. All right.
It's a children's show.
I hope not.
Fun
Jesus.
for all the family.
I'm sorry.
I call
that.
bullshit on that.
Each of you watch as Alister twists in place at the last moment as that shot goes off. It's flying through the air and crashing into his right bicep, piercing through it, cracking the bone on the interior and splitting out of the other side, sending a spray of blood against the back of the front of the caravan.
So no head.
Spinning with the shot, he twists in place and just slams into the ground. His face landing into the mud and the dirt, mere inches from the bodies of both Schweiss and Horst. For yourself, Alister, you feel that sharp snap of pain rip through. You gain the injuries, bullet wound, damaged right arm.
1 second, I'm just finding the right bit. I'm going to use spell. So yeah.
Bullet wound, intense bleeding, and broken right arm.
And so that's bullet wound,
got
broken
two
right
arms.
arm, and intense bleeding. Yes.
Correct.
Cool.
You slam face first into the mud as you immediately feel just this sudden chill rush over your body. For the moment, there is no pain. There is only this sudden feeling of cool, this cool warmth running across your arm and up your body, spreading into your chest as you just feel the mud rushing and just rubbing cleanly across your features, entering into your nose, into your mouth, and you just breathe heavy, deep gulps of acrid, muddy air. Everyone else, you watch Alister drop. You see the man immediately reach into his coat to draw another flintlock as he goes, dropping the first and trying to pull back around the corner. Anyone can elect to spend 1 momentum to act before he manages to get into cover.
I mean, do we have momentum?
We got full momentum. We got loads of momentum. I'm just thinking who's in position to, capitalize on it.
I mean, we've got Jules who can shoot, and then Edlynnne who can kind of stab people.
Yeah, well, basically just who wants to take the turn is
Not well, I'm not planning on doing anything against the guard. A, because I'm around the back of the carriage, but B, my attention is going to be on Alister.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to kill him anyway.
Could I reach him and attack in the same turn? Although I feel like...
I immediately state the obvious, Jago. You are still carrying Sam.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't mind being a distraction to this.
No,
I will.
Now go fuck him up. Go fuck him up.
Right?
I'm gonna go try to fuck him up.
I've still got the bandolier full of pistols and shots.
Give him the stabbing.
And they're all still loaded, right? They're loaded and ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 of them loaded and ready to fire.
I mean, I'm not exactly the most ideal for the job, but I do at least have a ranged weapon that I might be able to get him before he gets.
If you want to.
It's worth a try, right?
Yeah.
I mean, does anybody... So it's down to you two. Either one feel strongly that their chance is better?
It's only because I've got a ranged... because I think your distraction was probably... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but it could always be like me going out to distract and then you shooting at the next time or something. I'm literally just going out as a distraction, really. So.
Yeah, I'll shoot.
You're taking the shot, so you're spending the momentum to go first.
Think so, right?
Yep. Down.
Go for it.
Down to 3.
You snatch one of the pistols out of the bandolier, raise it, and fire. Make a coordination fighting check, please.
Absolutely.
As he is just within the barn, you don't have the wind working against you, so it is just going to be difficulty 1.
And that is...
Come on. Oh. Come on, Billy.
That is success.
1 success, wonderful. You click the hammer, fire the flintlock, and in a burst of smoke, the bullet fires free. Roll your damage, please. It is... What's your insight?
My insight would be 8.
8, so it is just going to be 4 dice.
Absolutely. And that's D6 in this case, right?
Correct.
So...
I promise everyone that proper dice are on their way.
One day. Okay. 4 dice. That is 2 3s, a 4, and a 6.
Oh, no.
2 3s, a 4, and a 6, you say.
Yeah.
Does 2 damage, isn't it?
You fire the shot. The 3s and the 4s are blank,
Yeah.
and the 6 is just 1 damage.
Oh.
It's his armor.
I wasn't necessarily trying to kill him, but at least even if you've got hit by a bullet,
Shot
with
wings
armor,
his
you're gonna
shoulder.
be...
The shot wings his shoulder and just kind of pings off of a heavy piece of leather in place, denting it and flying off. It does shake him for a moment, but unfortunately just helps to fling him around the corner into cover.
Does he know where I am? Do I have a kind of line of sight?
You don't know if he knows where you are. Unfortunately, you're not in direct line of sight to him, but it's very easy for you to get line of sight. But to get a more accurate shot on him and not to be working against cover, you'd have to leave the barn.
Okay.
I think after firing the shot, I'd like to retreat back into cover behind the carriage as well, by the way.
Easily done. You just fire the round. The flintlock at that point is dry and has been shot, and you duck back into cover.
Still got the other gun though, which is loaded
You do?
and ready. Okay.
Yes.
Oh my god, I don't like guns. I don't use
Everyone
guns.
else, your actions as needed. I will, of course, state the obvious that the moment Alister goes, he needs to roll a dice. So, yeah.
Lynn? Lynn, do a fix?
I can. I'm not fixing that. That is beyond fixing.
Do a...
Hey, I mean, it's not that bad.
Ben, the vial of black blood I have brings people back from the dead.
We have black blood?
Yes.
How repaired is Alister going to be if I use it on him? Is he going to still
You
have some
have
lingering
never-
injuries, or is it just going to revive and make him all nice?
You've never used it before,
No.
Why the
and
fuck
you've only
not?
heard stories of how it works.
Do it.
Right.
Could he
I'm
be
scared.
revived
What
from
is
that
this?
without using it? Is he like knocked out or is he dead?
Well,
He can
judging
be
by all the other
revived.
He's bleeding out.
You can revive him, but he's going to
Can't
be...
stop the bleeding.
To use the black blood, do it.
Okay, Alice, I'm going to be injecting you with an unknown substance. I'm not entirely sure what it does, but I really think that from what I've heard, it's going to do you more favors than harm, and I think you're probably needing that right now. So, yeah,
All you
hold
hear
still.
is spurt, blood.
I'll take that as informed consent. Right, let's go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was a thing.
All you hear from his
It's a
mouth
medical
is just
term.
like cough,
Yeah.
and it's just bubbles of blood that are just like,
Yeah.
And mud.
yeah.
And possibly horse shit.
We're all just gonna die, honestly. Let's just get us.
That's fine. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm going to
doesn't
use the
matter.
black blood on Alister. If it brings people back from the dead, it's definitely going to do something to make him a bit more A-okay.
Yeah. Okay. With that, then, you quickly rummage through your bag from your point of cover and draw out the small wooden box that was gifted to you not too long ago by a traveling merchant. Popping that open, you find a large syringe. And attached next to that is a small vial of black liquid. You slam that into the syringe and, keeping low, make your way over to Alister. His arm ruptured and ruined. You just take his right arm ruptured and ruined. On his left arm, you just kind of pick his arm up, check it over, take the syringe, and just plunge it into the vein. Setting the, just immediately kind of pushing down the plunger and watching as the blood, or the what enters within, enters into his own vein. You watch the kind of bluish color of it immediately darken and turn black. Alister,
Yep.
can I get you to make a brawn resilience check, please? Just of one.
Just one. Right.
We got 3 momentum if you want it.
Strong and resilient, that's what I need you to be.
Yes. Brawn and resilience. Would you care to?
Don't
would
make
you
me
care to
waste this on you.
Would you care to know what my target number is?
Why
my
not?
target number is 9.
Would you like momentum?
Have some momentum. It's
Have some momentum.
I'll
It's there.
Nice and tasty.
I'll take a point of momentum, so I got 3 dice, and I need
If I'm
1. Right?
administering it to him, is there any way I can assist?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can assist.
Okay, what was it?
I'll say you can
Broad-
assist using, we'll say for you, we'll give you reason in medicine.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
15 is my target. Come on.
Ooh. Then that's.
Yes, for having a specialty in medicine.
Nice.
Oh, come back. Just roll that all the way underneath my monitor, why not? 2 successes.
Nice. And I got 2 successes as well.
You're going to feel amazing.
So
Never felt better.
Let me hand. Let me hand.
another 3 momentum added.
Wonderful. Okay, in that case, Alister, immediately you feel your eyes that were originally kind of drooping and struggling to stay open snap wide awake. This bolt of strength just pulses through your body. You feel the hair on the back of your neck and on your arms just spring upwards, and your eyes snap. Cecily, you can just kind of checking him over. You watch as the veins just on the exterior of his eye darken. The moisture in his mouth turns to black, and he just spits this large viscous mass into the dirt and starts to rise. Alister, can you roll me 6 dice for me, 6 challenge dice, and regain that much stress?
Okay.
Black blood, some serious shit.
That's some good shit. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3, and then 3 qualities. I always forget what they're called. These ones. What are those
No
ones?
worries.
The Cthulhu's.
Effect.
The Cthulhu's and the one of those because I've only got some sets of dice. So yeah, 3 points and 3 effects. That's it. Effects.
Wonderful. Regain 6 stress, sorry,
Cool. Nice.
and remove 3 injuries.
3 injuries win.
Whoa.
Screw the injuries that you just got.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
without any kind of volatile thought of your own, you just stand up. Your body just full of this renewed energy, and your right arm, which immediately just kind of hangs loose to your side, you just feel the muscles tense, and you look down to see the wound on your arm starting to just re-knit. The flesh regrowing. Literally, you can see the skin kind of passing over itself as if moving of its own will. And the bone just painfully, but with this weird feeling of bliss. It starts with agony and devolves into ecstasy within seconds.
This is the good shit. This is Hulk gonna smash some stuff, right? This is yeah.
Until the end of the scene,
Mm-hmm.
whenever your action begins, generate 1 momentum.
I need to get more of this stuff.
I'm
Well,
definitely
so
gonna
would you
need
like
some
to
more
go
of this stuff.
next?
Instantly happy about this.
You withdraw the needle, Cecily, as Alister
Does she have
just
to? I
snaps
quite
up.
like it just being in there. Can it just be in
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like it's more like
flinging about.
just as I'm
His
walking
chest
around,
kind
it's
of-
just like
I'm still going to need this, so I'll just take it for now.
His
Reuse
chest
needles.
just expanding and withdrawing rapidly. You can just
holding
see
it to
him
you.
gulping in air, and his pupils just dilating. Alister, you immediately act.
Okay. Oh, this is really bad because my brain, roleplay wise, is going. With that in me, I just want to go and like hit some things and kill some stuff. But I feel like we really need to get out of here. That's a great idea. You just healed me. I should go and break myself.
Please
again.
don't undo all my hard work.
How about your luck dice for it?
Oh, also,
That's not bad.
just
shout.
off the bat, as it is your turn again,
Mm-hmm.
Can you roll 5 stress dice, please?
Okay.
Oh god, yeah, it does lingering.
2 points and 3 blanks.
Regain 2 more stress.
It only gets better.
This is the good side. I don't know how much you paid for this, but it was worth it. It was worth
We
it.
didn't.
It was
Penny.
given to me, but it's all I have. So please
Given-
don't.
That was the
squander it.
one shot.
That is amazing. That stuff. I love it.
Oh yeah.
I will probably be needing some more.
I could probably make something that'll make you feel that good, but I can't bring you back again.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm just checking something on this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, do you know what? I will roll for it. I'll go odds and evens.
Yeah.
So
What are we saying? Odds you do smart thing, evens you smack shit.
evens,
I don't know.
evens was smart thing, but I got an 11,
Okay.
so I need to go and run the things.
You're gonna go smack
Because
shit.
These dice, they're sometimes good, sometimes bad. Like dice,
They are-
shockingly.
They are
Um,
what is known as volatile dice.
They are not the good dice or the bad dice. So I just got shot by someone.
Mm.
And
You did?
that aggression
was
will
there,
not
I saw it.
stand. Yeah, that aggression will not stand. So I'm going to go over to the tableau we've created, which obviously is not going to be of much use now. Take the gun from the person, walk around the corner, and pre-fire as I'm walking around the corner. Just pull.
Easily done. You're rushing literally just sprinting fast, grabbing it up and revolving around the corner in what was once a broken, decrepit, useless arm, rapidly just start hammering the trigger down. Can you make a coordination fighting check for me? Just difficulty 1.
That is
Hit your free momentum as well.
free momentum. That is 2 successes.
Wonderful. You generate 1 more momentum. Roll your damage.
We're at max momentum, baby.
Awesome. What? I
Never
don't know
have
the
another.
damage on a gun because I don't use
Right. What's
How
your
is it?
insight? What's your insight?
My insight is 8.
8.
So
It's just 4.
0 extra. Okay, 4. Well, that is 2 effects and 3 points of damage.
Well, all flintlocks are vicious. So yeah.
Oh.
You round the corner, pistol raised, fire, and just watch as he unexpectedly twists up, looks at you as the round punches through his eye.
Sounds about
Drag
right.
him in.
The eye just detonate under the weight of the powder ball, explode outwards, and the rest of the kind of socket around it craters inwards and punctures out of the back. Again, in this horrific spray of grey matter and crimson that just dances off into the mud below. His body just shakes for a moment. Rigor mortis immediately claps in, and he collapses backwards, stone dead into the ground.
Okay, at that point, then I would like to go keep pulling the trigger and hear it go click, 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 drop it,
Yeah.
and then just turn to everyone as if everything's normal and go, shall we go?
I think we should
Easily done.
think it's go time.
Okay.
Just as I'm getting into the carriage, I'm looking very pointedly at Alister and going, "You owe me a pint."
And the rest.
And the rest.
That was some expensive fucking shit. Let's go.
Go back to the...
Oh, Ben.
I think our DM is
go
trying
quiet.
to talk
you're
to
mute.
us.
With that, unless anyone
There
else
we
has
go.
any follow-up actions.
Well, I was gonna try to stab him, but everyone seems to be taking away my. Everyone is trying to take the kills away from me.
Sorry.
Really.
You can still
One of these
stab the
days.
Sorry, Holly.
corpse.
One of these days.
No, it's fine. One of these days, I'll be able to actually land a hitting blow and actually kill somebody. Until then, everyone watch your backs. I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna see this, put my head in my hands, and then just go to my position, the back of the coach, back of the stagecoach, like where I normally sit, and just literally just mumble to myself, "What the fuck is wrong with all these people?"
Why do we only get the crazies?
With that, each of you clamber onto the coach. Of course, there's only really space enough for 4 people on the interior, and 4 more outside. I do need to quantify who is where.
I'll be outside, considering my poster is a little bit more inaccurate to the others. So I'm happy driving or anything like that.
I'll be outside. I don't have any blood on me.
I'll be at my usual position next to the little chill box thingy that's in there.
Yeah, I'll be outside. I normally do outside anyway, just in case we need the things.
I will be on.
Last day.
I will be on dad duty.
Like I'll make sure. I will say I'll make sure that Sam's okay, and then I'll go outside because I haven't actually checked on him yet. But yeah, I'll be on the outside.
Who drives, by the way, this coach? Just I don't know.
Sybil.
Yeah.
Sybil normally drives.
Yeah.
That's what I don't want to. I have to be inside because until I clean the copious amounts of brains and blood off me, I'm very much a hello. This person is a psychopath, even though clearly
Hello,
not.
I have killed
I've
many
killed
people.
Multiple people. Who was this? Oh, that was Tuesday. This is Wednesday.
Killed 2 people on Thursday, so I don't know exactly who's that day.
Bit of a there's a Harlequin thing going on.
I think Monday was called Derek, not sure.
Yeah.
With that, okay, you clamber on. Many of you heading inside, and the others sitting outside. Whip both John and Gary into action and start to pull away from the strangest of places. The carriage riding over the bodies that you've left. You just feel them give way underneath.
Why I find that so funny.
And this is
and
the
you
person who
trundle
heals us.
into
Broken
the night.
limb.
As you start kind of rolling away and make your way onto the main road, you kind of glance off, just watching the bar, and on the interior you can still see the lights shining, and the signs of people kind of rushing around, having kind of slowly come to terms with what's going on. You can just see shadows and movement, nothing solid through those windows. And Sybil, just as you're kind of sat there, keeping the 2 of them moving, you glance over, and just for a second, you see your face staring back at you from the window, right across, back in the bar, smiling to a point where the edges of your lips just reach below your eyes. And you just kind of hang there, staring for a moment.
Come on, guys. Oh, fuck out of here.
As we pull out, do I see a deep ditch that's really muddy, that's been like from whatever, or like a really thick hedge that I could just yeet this heart that I've still got for some reason into?
Easily done. Like an unwanted apple core, you just fling the heart into a nearby hedgerow. As
The
your
disrespect.
carriage slowly makes.
Well, I'm hoping I'm going to throw it away, mostly because I don't want to like turn out, go one way and then throw it, so it's quite obvious that we've killed him, stolen his heart, and then gone that way. And then I want to at least if they find the heart, they think we're going the wrong way.
Easily done. You just kind of hawk that off away from the direction you're going. The wind, of course, with the storm still going on, does catch it and pull it slightly off arc, but you do the best you can. I feel at that moment I really should ask Sybil, as you draw your eyes away from the bar, the road slowly kind of encompassing all of your focus. Are you heading north or south? In the panic of the moment.
Panic. South.
South it is.
Yeah.
You start riding away.
Did I get it right?
Slowly but surely,
Have a
you
cookie.
put as much distance between you and the strangest of places as physically possible, which is the moment that scene will end. Remove 1 momentum from the pool, please, Jago.
It's
And
done.
for those of you who have taken stress damage, I should first of all mention that before the scene even ends, Alister, you would roll for the next 4 turns 4 dice, then 3 dice, then 2 dice, then 1 dice, and regain that much stress each and every time.
Black blood, fucking awesome.
You're muted.
Yeah, I feel like a new man. I have no stress. I've got negative stress at this point. Yeah.
What happens if you get a Cthulhu face? Does he lose a injury as well?
Each time he would roll an effect, he removes an injury.
So at that point, given I rolled in that spate of rolling at least 3 Cthulhu faces, the scar that I got from an angry bar fight from a glass bottle down my arm has seemingly healed up. Some of the cuts and bruises on my back, which looked like something heavy fell on me or I was in some kind of enclosed space, seem to be healed and I feel better. And I feel like, given that I was meant to be sort of mostly balding, like a little bit of hair is slightly just regrown a little bit.
My miracle juice.
100%.
It's amazing.
Black blood, the new hair tonic.
Yeah,
Great.
The first time I've made a hair tonic in this game.
real shit. No.
Really, it's not resurrection. It's a hair tonic that happens to resurrect people.
Yeah.
It's
a
primary.
really good hair
everything.
growth
Yeah.
serum.
To the point that until it wears off, you feel so young and full of energy that you find it really quite difficult to just sit still.
Yeah.
Even to the point where you're there, and Cecily, from your kind of small enclosed little room just in the back, you glance over at Alister. He's still got the syringe in his arm.
Oh,
Sticking out of the arm just there, just like, yeah.
Wobbling about. Oh my god.
should I,
gonna lean
do
over
you
and
want?
just-
Do you want me to? Yeah.
Yeah, if I could take that back.
Oh, yeah. Sure. There you
Don't
go.
reuse
Thank you.
needles. Don't reuse needles.
I mean, they wouldn't really know that in Chalice, would they?
Would they?
They'd reuse needles like there's no tomorrow.
It's fine,
in this
I'm pretty
world.
certain I can fabricate a cleaning solution in between pieces.
Disinfect it.
It's fine.
It's not. It's not. It's not that it's dirty. The other part
Okay.
is it's not as sharp as it was.
Oh yeah. It's fine.
Got a knife,
have-
sharpen it.
I have an alchemy bag. I've got tons of stuff in
It's,
there.
we've derailed.
It's not how that
so
works,
weirdly.
but okay.
As you exit the scene, for each death of a living, breathing human, as they were aggressive towards you, they will generate 2 chaos apiece. Horst will generate 4.
Oh god.
He was aggressive towards Sam.
That's true. Aggression.
He's trying.
It can be perceived as aggression from our point of view, because did he try to explain that he was rescuing Sam?
I'm sure he said something at the end of the last session about kidnapping.
Yeah, to Sam, not to us.
Yes, but I'm sure
But we overheard it.
If
Yeah,
we
we
kill
overheard
someone,
about it.
and say, "Oh, don't
I
worry,
didn't
it's
hear-
like, we had our reasons." Okay,
But they're the
don't make it
bad
any less chaos.
guys.
I don't want chaos.
Are they at this point?
This is
Are they the
simply
bad guys?
representing.
No.
This is simply
Horse.
representing the consequences of actions.
Ah,
They're really not the bad guys.
God.
You killed Horst.
10.
1. She only knocked 1 out. 1 of the highway company. And
Yep.
Faiz himself.
So 3 deaths. So 4, 5,
3
6,
deaths.
7, 8.
Or 8.
8 counts.
Okay.
That's okay. It's not as bad as the 80 that we had.
Yeah.
You've had worse.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, that was the least amount of chaos we've ever generated. So
Come on. Right towards the end of that, I was actively trying to make that 69. I was
We all were.
spending and using chaos like there's no tomorrow. That was a great.
As the time goes on,
that was fun.
you ride away. Unfortunately, despite gaining yourself some distance and some peace from the chaos of the Strangest of Places, it is still the dead of night. There is still a torrential storm unfolding around you. For those of you outside, as you ride along, the rain is still beating against you, soddening your clothes almost immediately. Your hair has become stuck to your face and is obscuring your vision. Storm, the lightning strikes, the sound of thunder raining from every direction causes the horses to panic and buck, and becomes incredibly difficult to start maneuvering yourself in any sensible direction. It becomes very obvious very quickly that staying out in the storm overnight is beyond dangerous. As much as you have saved yourself from the potential aggressions of the highway company, you have left yourself at the mercy of the storm. And as you start riding out into the night, putting 1 mile behind between you and them, the horses start to panic and tire. Those of you outside will need to make a brawn resilience check of 1.
Let's go. Let's do this.
We've got a load of momentum if people need it.
We do have 5 momentum.
I think I'll be fine.
I'm guessing my skill I've got in resilience won't work towards me, because that's immunity. Or would that work?
Immunity is not going to be much help here.
Wanted to check.
2 successes.
Wonderful.
What if I use the void point to change truth?
2 successes.
Don't change any truths. I've passed the test. I'm really bad at passing tests, okay?
All right, fine.
Stop stealing my thunder, Jago.
You could spend the void point if you want.
I don't have void points.
Yes, you do.
2 successes. So 2 successes for Edlynnne, 2 successes for Jules. Was that, sorry?
Oh, no, I got 1 success. I think it was...
I got
1 success. And Subil?
2 successes from me.
Wonderful. The 2 of you both generate a momentum.
Back up to 6 momentum.
Wonderful. You hold yourself against the worst of the storm, but this is going to just get steadily worse and worse. The horses, thankfully, both pass, but you can feel them turning and bucking and no longer wishing to be out in this. For every solid half hour of travel you take, there'll be another roll that will get steadily more and more difficult. There's also the fact that many of you haven't slept. So you can feel fatigue starting to kind of creep in.
I'm asleep.
Now, I have an idea.
Well, we'll come to inside at this point, as you're kind of riding along. On the interior, nestled within this small back room, this small door that lies just in the back of the carriage, especially for those who have never seen it before, and for all of you really watching. The carriage itself has a single set of lovely kind of red velvet chairs or sofas built into the interior of the carriage. On the far edge towards the front, just a single long-running sofa. On the other side, you have two small single-seaters, and sat between them is a small compartment door. Briefly, upon opening it, you'll see inside to another small kind of enclosed wooden area, lined with heavy fabrics, and a single box on the interior, which has a number of mechanical apparatus attached to it, cooling the box and the room inside. You find Cecily having already kind of nestled herself in there, with Bismarck kind of nuzzled in close for heat, as they work over a number of temperature gauges and small mechanisms that regulate the small box within. Unfortunately, normally when I would state that the interior is somewhat shielded from the wind and the rain, both of these doors are without windows. So you still have rainfall kind of piling in from the side. Jack has taken Sam into the very, very center and is kind of huddling them under his coat. As you are fully aware that Sam is just trying to get some rest, having literally just pushed himself past the point of fatigue and forced their eyes closed as they just kind of have rolled into a ball on your lap. For both Alister and Cecily, what would you like to do? And Jack, of course.
I don't have any actions per se, but what if... Okay, so... Void Point? We could change truth? Storm go.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
thinking.
will be hard vetoing that.
Oh. Okay. Second idea, I did have a backup. Farmhouse.
Abandoned, friendly farmhouse.
Yeah, I mean, can be
either of those
abandoned.
options.
Honestly,
The
just a
sounds-
building. Just a
It sounds like a really
functioning
good
building.
idea, but can I suggest you're going to give Ben an
Yes.
abandoned farmhouse in the middle of a torrential storm?
Well, it doesn't have to be abandoned.
Do we not need
It
to
could
remember
be
what
You
in
want
happened?
Leatherface, Jago? That's how you
I
get
was going to say,
Leatherface.
have you seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Because
I also do not remember the last time we were in an abandoned building per se. Do I need to remind you of that encounter?
I
Do I
wasn't there
really?
for that.
No, I think it was a session
Or we
before
can
met you
just
guys.
sit here in the storm
Well,
with
I
no
was gonna-
idea on where we're going.
my suggestion, so Alistair's suggestion would be, okay, well, this doesn't seem tenable, right? This is. I mean, it's all right for the four of us. Sorry, Bismarck, five of us in here. I don't know it's called Bismarck, but I know it's called Bismarck because it's a doggo, and look at it, it's the best thing ever. Anyway, this doesn't seem good for anybody. Look at the kid; they're out cold almost. Everybody outside's getting. We should pull off the road. Even if it's just pulling off the road and trying to lash together something, like if we've got anything that can cover these windows and everyone just pile in here and try and weather the storm and, put the horses in some kind of wood or any kind of covering from this, like off the road, so anybody following us, the highway patrol, doesn't instantly see where we are, but some kind of copse or something that we can just try and take some refuge from this.
We can go with that.
Am I able to spend the momentum to change the truth? Kind of, that would help, would make sense for me. If we're going this way and I know people have come through here, would I know the journey to Dagos?
Yeah, nice.
Because I am supposed to be going that way anyway.
Tell you
Would
what,
I
if you
find
can make me a, let's say, insight, survival, or academia, whichever you prefer, check of
Okay.
1, and then spend 2 momentum, you will know more or less the exact layout of this road from here to Dagos.
Could I assist with that, considering I'm a courier and would most likely travel to?
Of course, go for it.
I got 2 passes, 2 10s, and I needed below 11.
That's 1 success for me.
Wonderful. Generate 2 momentum immediately.
Well, we've got a
the
question.
2 of you, as you... Perfect. Hold on to those for a moment. The 2 of you sit outside and just roaring at one another across the kind of gale force winds that are just beating across at this point. You can feel every single one of you just feels the carriage pushing every now and then and struggling against the wind. You know full well that the road you've taken won't actually lead you directly to Dagos. This one is coming away from the main road that would normally cut from capital city to capital city. At the moment, the path you've taken is going to lead you to a fairly large port town of Southhurt, which sits maybe 2 days' ride from here. There is very little on this road between where you've come from to where to Southhurst itself. You know, maybe 5 or 6 miles down, it should turn off to the left and lead you back towards Dolsing. Otherwise, you're entering into unmapped territories that will likely contain small towns or small farms here or there, but nothing that you can just pick out at an instant's notice. You're aware, however, within a short distance from here, there is a large amount of protected forest owned by a Lord Heisfug. It's protected land that you're fully aware people in the past have used as some form of kind of campground, somewhere to just get away from the worst of the weather and find somewhere nice and peaceful to sleep for maybe a few hours. It is owned and patrolled regularly, but clever thinking and some good placement should keep you out of the way. You also, as Jago very rightly pointed out, do have some spare momentum for questions outside of what I've just given you.
With the question, would there be patrols even in a horrendous storm like this?
Good God, no.
Perfect. To the forest, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to start making our way to the forest.
There's not really any other options, right?
Oh,
Nope, happy with the forest.
I want to ask what type of trees would there be around?
That is 2 momentum.
But that would be another question, wouldn't it? I'll find out when I'm there. I'll find out when I'm there.
Absolutely fine. In which case, it will come down to, very, very bluntly, a couple of checks from the two of you. As you kind of shout out over the window, I mean, please give the information to Subil for us. You're aware of this as you're kind of traveling on.
An idea! There is a forest up on the right!
We're in the middle of nowhere! There's forests everywhere!
I know you can't have a look! I'm not allowing it!
What?
There is a forest up on the right!
Oh, 7!
No, there's 2 of them!
14?
What?
I think there's a forest ahead!
Let's stop here!
I think we should stop here!
What?
I'm gonna stop! Oh, you know.
No. With that wonderful exchange that kind of leaps through the caravan, and the rest of you can just hear this bellowing, just leaking through the kind of the small window you have to talk to your drivers. The two of you lead the way. Subil, can I get you to make unfortunately, a brawn vehicles or brawn survival, if you happen to have a focus in animal handling, just to lead the horses there. This is going to be difficulty. Depending on what you use, if you're using survival animal handling, difficulty 2. If you're using vehicles, difficulty 3.
I have neither.
You are a poor choice for driver.
I have 1 point in survival, but not in animal handling.
I have 3 points.
We're going to have to double back towards vehicles, unfortunately, in that case.
Which I also do not have. I think I might need a few momentum for this one.
We have 6, so knock yourself out.
If Jules is up front, can she assist, or?
I mean...
Well, I guess for driving, I don't know about animal handling.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd assist the driver. I'm just going to use some momentum. If I spend 1 momentum, I get 1 extra roll. How is there? So if I
You can
So-
spend all 6 to gain 3 more dice. It's 1 for 1, 2 for 2. So one for the first dice, 2 for the second, and 3 for the third.
I see. So in order to roll 2 extra dice, I need to use 3 momentum.
Yes.
Correct.
Is it worth it? Because I
I'd
don't
say
have,
so.
and my brawn is 7. So
Do it.
Yeah, why not
Yeah.
do 3?
Take the 3.
yeah, okay. Taking 3 momentum. That's an extra 2 dice. Gonna be 7. So that's 1, 4. That's 3 successes.
Wonderful. Well done. Well done.
Oh,
You
oh God.
managed to keep both John and Gary contained and controlled as you travel down the next 1.5 miles or so of road. Again, you still feel the worst of this storm with every passing moment. By the time you come around to the point where you can see just off in the far distance, barely visible in the dark of the night thanks to the small lanterns that seem to be flickering from the interior of the house, a large manor house a good couple of miles away just sat on top of a hill. Flanking that in every direction, you see forest that just spreads out across their lands. Waiting until you find a road that just leads into it, you pass off onto the road, leaving that shortly thereafter to go over the kind of juddering fields therein, and slowly make your way through the large oak trees that form the area, and narrowly kind of pass in as you feel the worst of the rain just being picked off by the leaves of the trees above you, and slowly but surely build yourself some cover. I need again, from those who are outside, another quick brawn resilience check for me. Difficulty 2 this time.
Oh, I don't want to do this, but let's go. 2 passes once again.
Oh my God, that's 2 passes.
Brilliant.
That's 1
And Jules?
pass for me.
Okay. Jules, unfortunately, you pick up a point of fatigue, which is just going to be reducing your maximum stress by 1
Okay.
until you can get
Do you-
yourself a warm night's sleep.
Warm night's sleep, so not like in a hedge. Cool.
No.
You could set the
Quite.
hedge on fire.
We'd be warm.
That's true. Warm for your entire life.
That's interesting.
But yeah, that will just sit there. Whatever your maximum stress is, just reduce that down by 1 up until the point where you manage to kind of get yourself somewhere nice, a good meal, warm bed, all of that good stuff. It's at this point, of course, that the carriage just comes to a natural stop as you find yourself in a nice darkened area. Light itself is difficult to come by at the very least. You do have a couple of lanterns on the side of the carriages, which I'll assume you'll light as you kind of climb down, just to give yourself a little bit to work with. Please correct me if I'm wrong, though.
Should we?
Well, I mean, I'm going to guess someone's going to need to take watch anyway, so at least like one of the lanterns, maybe.
Until we go to sleep, we need them on because we can't. sleep.
Yeah, we need to set up.
And no
with
one's going to
lanterns.
be about in the storm.
As long as we
Yeah.
try, I know it's being over the top, but if we try and keep the lanterns on with the carriage between that and the manor house,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
be safe, because lights are going to light up even when there's lightning and stuff. With the yellow light of the
Yeah.
candle, it's going to be quite clear if it's.
Is there any way
Agreed.
of? Is there any way? What kind of lanterns are they, Ben? Like
Little gas lanterns. So they are hooded. You do have a little nozzle just on the side of them to turn them off and on, or lower the heat, or
so
lower
you
the light
could-
level.
Can you make a blind lamp out of them fairly easily? Like it's not
Very much so.
okay. So well, if we make a blind lamp out of them, we'll get like a beam of light that you can aim downwards, right?
Yeah.
You have that,
So we
and then
could
maybe
have
keep
that.
the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Batten down the hatches.
I'm happy to take first watch. I feel amazing.
I'm happy for you.
So as you kind of your carriage comes to a slow close and you just kind of set your lanterns up, that everyone just breathes a heavy sigh of relief. The worst of the storm out of your hands now. You can still hear it. You can feel the trees swaying, even kind of pushing themselves slightly. This long, endless groaning fills the air as the trees strain against the wind, and you can still hear the thunder and the rainfall from the near distance. You open up the carriage doors, those inside, and Jack, Sam at this point having fallen completely asleep, you just lay them down on the sofa, and they just kind of
take my coat off, realize it's soaking in isn't going to do anything, put it back on.
We do have blankets in the carriage. I don't know how wet they'd be, but
look for something dry to just sort of put over them. I don't know what's kind of.
You glance around. You do have some supplies of your own in the carriage, some extra blankets, that type of thing. So you fetch one of those and just kind of unroll that, head up. And as you kind of look over Sam for a moment, you realise one fact as you kind of push the blanket over them, that the small bear they've been playing with back at the bar isn't in their grip.
It is if you use a void point.
Use the void point. Get him the bear. Get him the bear.
Done. Void point spent. He's still got it.
You look over them with a kind of momentary panic, and then as you just step back, glance around, you just kind of move your own coat open. You realise that you've just kind of sequestered the bear away in your pocket. Pull that clean free. And still there, kind of still missing one eye, a little button wrapped over on the other side. You just push that back down next to Sam, who just takes it, brings it in close, and just wraps themselves up a little bit more in the blanket. You see there's just the slightest glimmer of a smile appear on their lips.
Just sort of sit there with him for a few moments, just with my hand on his head, just lightly, and then turn around and go help the others with whatever bullshittery is occurring.
Should also be noticed that we do have a tent as well as blankets.
At that point, I kind of happily hand the scene over to you guys. Fire away.
I guess we try and put up a tent in a fucking storm.
Yeah,
I think it's
probably a bit too windy for the tent.
Well, because we'll be in a forest and it'll be hooded, we won't really get that much rain because oak trees are quite good. So we can still do that. We'll be dealing with some winds, but if we work as a team,
yep,
I think we can do
All
it.
right.
No team works better than when you're trying to pitch a tent in freezing cold, windy.
This is what really
Overtired.
tests. That's what really tests a family there.
I'm gonna let you guys do the tent. I'm gonna just go over here and practice my. There's a tree that looks very suspicious. I'm just gonna go make sure that it's not like a person. Have fun with the tent.
Alister, Alister, you're looking very active at the moment. Do you help?
Apparently he can't.
You're muted.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Do you know what? My brain is going, do not do your impression of somebody who is super high on cocaine. Because that is basically what I'm imagining at this point. Like, just, yep, let's tent, yeah, let's do a tent, yeah, sounds really good, sounds really good, let's do it.
Here you go.
What I would suggest is, instead of a tent away from the carriage,
make a sort of canopy with
we could do a canopy over the windows. Another option is also the tent and the cloth and everything we've got is a lot easier to attach over the wheels, and under the carriage you've actually got usually quite a good space that is dry from the rain.
That's not a bad idea.
That's a good idea.
Stuff's not going to blow everywhere as much because it's easier to tent peg it in and put it to the. So some people inside the carriage, some people under the carriage. I'm happy to take the first watch and then go under the carriage. I feel great. That's going to do great things for me. The mud, I don't know what it was, but the mud and the combo of the black stuff in the mud is just. It's. I'm having all the ideas.
Some of your
It's great.
mud getting a wound.
Ugh.
It seems like it's restorative. That plus whatever it was that Cecily gave me, I'm here for it. And yeah,
Sounds
It's-
interesting.
yeah, it was really.
So we should probably get this set up because
Yeah.
I'm already drenched, and these
Yeah.
guys are destroyed.
Yeah, I'm
let's
also
go
very
for it.
tired. I just want to lie down and sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do it all myself if you want. I'll do it all myself. Don't mind
No,
doing it
no,
myself.
yeah,
No, we'll help,
we'll
we'll
give you
help.
hands. No,
Cool.
Yeah,
don't worry.
it's fine.
Ben, do we have to test or anything to erect that? Is there anything?
No. I'm going to be quite happy for you to just
Roll to put up a tent.
Roll to tent.
Fail, fail.
You have to roll for looting a body. I mean, a tent.
Fail. Well, everything's on fire.
As
now.
you're in a low
anything-
risk situation, there's not much that can theoretically go wrong right now.
Well,
What a bet.
I'd argue the more people putting up the tent, the more
Yeah.
complications.
Yeah.
Again,
No,
this is why
it's over here. No, it's the red pole. The red.
This is why
Right, you're
I
not reading the map.
What?
There is a map. You need two. No, it's upside down.
No, that's the in. That's the door.
That
The
is
door.
not
It's that
fair.
side.
This is why I've taken myself out of the equation
This
and
isn't
deliberately
English
just
either.
stabbing a tree.
Guys, where does this pole
Does
go?
anyone speak Wisian? I don't speak it.
Me, I speak
Wisian?
Wisian.
Oh, yeah,
Wisian.
It's in Wisian.
We're not in waste.
Why did
I
you buy
didn't
a
buy it.
I
Wisian
literally
tent?
bought because
They had it in
it's
the
me
store.
and
And over the next hour or so, with the chaotic fury of a group of people trying to put together a single tent, slowly but surely, after 3 or 4 attempts at putting a tent
Yeah.
together, the 5th one sticks. And from a near distance, Edlynnne, having removed several layers of bark from a single tree and planted her sword in it, just watching, amused, as slowly people kind of collapse under the weight of their own exuberance. Night.
I have like a really smug smile on my face because I just find this really hilarious.
I didn't have to deal with that.
Night falls, more so as people start to doze off and go to sleep. Your watches pass quite contently, and as the sun starts to rise in the distance, the storm slowly dies off.
That was so
Really did.
I've had a power
The
cut.
max.
no.
Yo. Oh my god.
I thought you were just being dramatic.
Hey!
That was
Fantastic.
That's the sunrise in that.
Yeah.
With
The passage of time.
many of you sleep.
Hell
Many of you
yeah.
sleep soundly. Many of you sleep dreamlessly. Your minds trying to protect themselves from what you've seen throughout the day. Just this cold, blank nothingness fills your mind. Which is when I need to ask everyone, bar James, to mute their audio if possible.
Oh, okay.
Mute or deafen?
Deafen, that works.
I'll just turn down. Have fun, James.
Alister. Sleep comes for you quickly. The vigor of the black blood fading from your body and leaving you feeling quite weak afterwards. As you fall into sleep, you feel cold, freezing even. And the black abyss that comes to greet you as your eyes close continues to kind of just go on for what feels like forever. But unlike a normal sleep, where you simply close your eyes and reawaken later, you're very aware of this. The abyss is here. The abyss is waiting for you. And you just hang there in it, able to just feel the tips of your fingers and your toes and the coolness of the air on your face. And slowly, a pinprick of light appears off in the far distance, breaking through the black. A ray of crimson red that spreads out across the dark. Slowly that light spreads, and you start to see the spires and rooftops lay out in front of you of Dis, one of the capitals of Chalice. A place you recognize, a place you have worked and spent days upon years of your life toiling away. Home. And you watch that red pinprick of light spread out to form a moon that just hangs over the city as it rests, cool and quiet and untouched. And you just kind of stand there staring up at it, feeling the cobblestones of the city under your feet, hearing the sounds of men and women passing around, the clanging of industrial work. As slowly but surely that light intensifies, going from this light to a overwhelming intensity that starts to burn away at the rooftops of Dis, causing the slates of the roof to just give way and shake as the entire city begins to vibrate and break. You feel the street under your feet crack and pull open, as if a giant maw opens within. Steeples and buildings collapse under their own weight and crash inside. The happy talk, the kind of menial talking of the citizens breaks into screams and roars of terror. And within moments, you find your own voice joining theirs, dropping to your knees as you just kind of hang there, watching your hands go from the pale white that you are used to, and twisting and elongating, claws starting to just build up over your nails and drawing out. And you just feel this heaving in your chest as you just greedily gulp in air and screams and feel the sweetness of their taste on your tongue. And you find yourself smiling and laughing with every passing second. And you look up and out, and you can see people, those who have wronged you, just men and women and people who have turned their eyes against you, turned their minds against you, just fall as shadowy hands spit out from the shadows of every corner of Dis, grab them and pull them away. And as you go and as you kind of sit there, reaching up, watching your hands change, you can feel your fingers wetting with their blood. And that
I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying the sensation. I'm enjoying the feel of them and tasting their deaths on my hands. Is that that's the...
Oh, very much so. It is delicious. And as you kind of fall backwards, just leaning up and just falling into rapturous bliss, you feel more hands just reaching up around you, holding your stomach, your chest, your arms, and embracing you warmly, as if a brother. And they just start pulling you backwards. You feel your body collapse into what you immediately think to be water, and then recognize as the warmth and the coppery tang of blood on the air. And as you suffocate beneath it, feeling it fill your mouth, fill your lungs, and just slowly take away those last ebbing feelings of mortality and humanity, and you relish the feeling of it leaving the weakened form and evolving into something greater. And then, once again, you smell just leaves and mud and the light, fresh scent of cooking meat. And your eyes flutter awake. You just kind of, from your position, just lying next to the tent where you collapsed the night before, you can just see the group you've travelled this way with, just lying, sleeping, resting. and this taste of bliss still lingering in your mouth. As that dream fades.
Okay.
Make of that what you will. So we bring everyone back in.
I'm convinced you
Hello,
guys were
everyone.
just thinking.
Whoa, too loud, too loud.
Yeah.
Very, very loud.
I'm convinced that you guys were just singing ricastly like we were doing in the chat besides while waiting.
Yeah, come on back isn't a lyric.
Ben, you kind of ruined it, honestly.
I try. It's the only reason I'm really here. With that, the next morning rolls around. The sunlight begins to play across the leaves of the oak trees and just slice in, running across your faces and feeling you with this slightly warm sensation of kind of air held down by the storm starting to rise and become more lively. And just one by one, you wake yourselves and find yourself just sat within the clearing. A small fire already been built up just in the corner. You can see Alister just resting next to it. A freshly caught hare roasting on a spit, skinned completely, and just cooking. He kind of just sits there and glances over at each of you.
Morning.
Hi.
I'll take mine rare, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not really hungry, but thanks for catching food anyway.
You aren't hungry? Fuck.
I'm hungry.
What?
I'll have the leg. The leg's the best bit.
I can
It's
eat
got the
that by
best bit.
myself.
Yeah, you guys go ahead. I just want to go back to sleep, honestly.
I feel like I've already eaten, so this is for you.
More fun.
Yeah.
Bunny.
Thank you.
Perfect.
You can
Enjoy.
Play up a portion for Sam, and then for myself. Sam eats first. Sam's a growing person. Not going to check. Be creepy.
You make your way up, taking a small plate of food back in. You find Sam kind of still resting, so you just nudge them awake. Outside, a few more of you take your own little cuts of the hare and settle in, and just eat a small amount, kind of bits of water that you have. There is, a few kind of small granules of coffee that could be brewed if you chose to. And as you kind of enjoy the morning, just sitting and relaxing, there's a small rustling in the bushes behind you.
I just want to draw my sword instantly.
Who's on watch?
I'm having.
Who's on watch?
Immediately, Edlynnne, you just snap up, draw your blade. Others kind of twist, expecting the worst. And as the bushes part, a figure stumbles out. And that is where we are going to end for this week.
Nice.
Why you do this to me?
Am I going to get shot or am I starting shooting? I don't know.
I have my
We're going
suspicions.
to find out.
The thing is, like, if we were going on to actions, my first action would be hang up everything to dry.
My first action is to stab,
Oh boy.
stabby,
Yeah.
stabby, stab, stab, or throw punch. One of those two.
Why not throat stab?
Hey.
No.
Why not both?
No, you can't mix them together. It's got to be one or the other.
Nah, you
I mean, come on,
put
Metal,
it
we're
in.
mixing throw and stab.
To be fair, the throw punches are very effective. I would get more into this, but the people who know. The people who don't, then you just have to figure it out.
I
Okay,
found,
well-
as with the knife and the saber, if you stab and then punch, it's even better, right? It just goes all the way through. It's great.
Two bad ones.
Well, as we draw to the end of tonight's session, of course, we do have to announce our giveaway. So we're going to go off and draw our names from our wonderful people behind the scenes who are going to tell me in any moment exactly who this is.
Should we do a dramatic
So
drum roll?
we can get a drum roll, please.
Well, I could put a tap on my table.
However well this will actually work.
Drumming. Go.
And the winner for tonight is Stiletto Assassin.
Hey!
Congrats!
Well
So
done.
congratulations. Be
Let
sorting
your
that dice
wisdom
out
win,
for you.
baby, that's the truth.
And with that,
Lovely.
once again, let's just do a quick roundabout to everyone. See who we are, where we are, and what we do. First and foremost, we'll start where we finished last time. Holly, who are you? Where are you? And what do you do?
So my name is Holly. I do music. If you want to find any of my music stuff, which I am slowly posting, it's getting there now. Uni is coming to an end, meaning I can post my music. Then you can follow me at Instagram at Holly Ida Healey, or on Twitter. Twitter is Music Man Holly. I changed it recently. I was about to give my old tag, but yeah, find me on Instagram at Holly Ida Healey or Twitter at Music Man Holly. That was so
Thank you
bad.
very much. It's fine, don't worry. You're just saying who you are.
I don't know who I am, then that's the point.
That's a deep question. Who are you?
Yeah, I'll be here next week. I've got nothing else to say apart from I'll see you guys next week.
Fair enough. Billy?
I'm Billy. I will also be here next week. I've got nothing really going at the moment. Not really got any social media or anything, but if you like world building, I'm slowly working on stuff like that. So keep an eye out. If you like world building, you might like me in the future.
Jago. Sorry.
Jago.
Shut up. Fire away, my man.
Hi, I'm Jago. I'm nowhere else. I'm here. Well, I'm going to be here next week. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that's me.
Lynn?
Hello, I am Lynn. I am known on Twitch as, it's a really stupid name, but Pomtooth, spelled Pantoffles. Most people just call me Pan. But I am a pointillism artist. I do stream most days a week, usually about midday GMT. I'm popping some of my stuff into chat. If you want to give me a follow, you can just click on my emotes and link from there. My Twitch page also has links to my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as well. But yeah, pointillism, I'm pointing the wrong way. Chat's that way. Chat's over there. Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. But if you like monochrome pointillism art or graphite art as well, yeah, feel free to come and hang out. Thanks,
very
Ben,
much.
for
And I try. I do my best. I don't know where anything is. And to our glorious survivor, James, who are you? Where are you?
President Punching Bag.
President Punching Bag has got to be that's a t-shirt. That's
It
a
feels
t-shirt
good to not be
happen.
that this time round, so I'm glad you took it off my hands.
I'm so bad at combat though. Like realistically, I'm so bad at combat. I'm awful. I don't even
feel
know
your
how to get
pain.
in these.
And you run face first into it.
Well, I mean, I've got the. I'm meant to be tough. My character's meant to be tough, but clearly he's not. I am very thankful to the entire cast for keeping me alive, especially Lynn. Thank you.
Welcome.
At some point, I'm sure they'll all find out why I had already eaten. But yeah, I am James at Gillenstern on pretty much everything. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all that good stuff. I am part of Modiphius as my day job, but at night I am part of Black Cats Gaming, which is at follow Black Cats. BlackCatsGamingShop.com if you want to go and check out our stuff. They raided us earlier, so hello anybody who's still around from that raid. I hope that went well. We've got a load of stuff on at the moment, but the thing that I would suggest and point at is at follow Black Cats. Tomorrow we've got a stream which is the penultimate, probably, although the juicy fruits are so juicy that we've had a penultimate episode for like 4 weeks now because we can't let it go. It's been
So much juice.
It's so much juice.
So good.
All of the juice.
God, it's so good.
Juicy.
So good. We've had murders. We've had PCs killing each other. Somebody was a faceless man when somebody didn't think they were. Sam is now called Omega Crit Sam because he rolled on 5 dice, 5 6s. Thanks, roll 20. Like it's insane the amount of juicy fruits that we've got going on. But it's all coming to a head. It's a penultimate episode tomorrow. That's really, really great stuff. 7 o'clock GMT at Follow Black Cats. Do check out our stuff. Do check me out. I'm about to start streaming in May. Some roleplay stuff and some other stuff as well. So yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, fun times.
I might have to check it out.
Yeah. Admittedly, the starting one is probably going to be me going, hey, this is me designing for Curse Captains of Cthulhu. It's just a Word document. Type.
Bling viewing, I'm sure.
Well, yeah. Hopefully the chat will be there to talk about stuff. But yes, that's me.
Brilliant, thank you very much. And last, of course, is myself. I am Ben. I am Try Again Ben, wherever you care to look. I also work for Modiphius, as I can demonstrate quickly. It's the branding. Yeah.
Ooh, cheeky little flash. You
I do
devil.
nothing else because, frankly, I'm too tired and I'm too busy planning out how to, put these guys into some form of rehab as quickly as physically possible. Give it time, you never know. I may do more once time presents itself.
We love you for it.
Yeah. We appreciate everything you do for us, Ben.
Not at all.
Mostly.
Right, and again, thank you very much to our sponsors, as always. So Session Zero Clothing, Norse Foundry, Roaming Player Gear, Mithril Armory, and Umbral Oculus Dice. Thank you very much, everyone. This has been Chalice, Twilight Roads. We'll see you next week.